I want to say he was late 50s, I think.
Right.
And Bud stayed alive for a lot longer, long enough to do Abbott and Costello. Hey, everybody, it's the
That's right.
Geeky Weekly.
Lucas Costello was the short one, wasn't he? And Bud Abbott was the tall one.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
we're
I was
discussing
getting
Abbott and
confused.
Costello, folks. Yes, Lou was the
Yeah.
short one, Bud was the tall one. But
Yeah.
Bud was the straight man, and he
Yeah.
wound up he replaced Costello after Costello died with this
Okay.
guy who I think he was either Hispanic or Italian, and it was a totally different dynamic. But Bud was
Right.
still kind of the straight guy.
Right.
But yeah, and but they did a Abbott Costello cartoon in the late '60s with can't remember who did the voice of Lou, but Bud did his own voice, and he sounded
Okay.
horrible. He sounded absolutely horrible, but that's
You think
because
he was doing his own voice? What? Because he's old and
he was old. Yeah, it was like, hey,
yeah.
Lou, yeah, and it still sounded like him, but it was a diminished, you know,
Strained. Yeah.
strain. Yeah,
Looks like Kyle's having problems today.
yeah. He's kind of
Oh
coming
well.
and going. That's okay.
Mm.
We'll work it
Mm.
out. Um. So
The comic
what
shop
was
bought
I gonna?
any? You bought any collections? The comic shop bought any collections this week?
Well, we had. I was pricing a few things today, which I mean these are kind of low price stuff, but these are
Yes. All right. It's all good to see.
yeah, these are
It beats staring at me lying on the bed.
yeah, these are
Wendigo.
McFarlane issues still, and
So I
X
got
Men.
distracted.
Um,
Oh, X-Men, yeah.
I think that's Jim Lee cover, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, looks like Jim Lee.
Um,
I just couldn't be more pissed. We went live and a spam call broke through. Everything I
Mm.
have shut off. My phone even rang, even though I have that shut off.
It doesn't work then, does it? It's not fit for purpose.
right.
You can't obviously can't turn these things off if it doesn't allow you to turn them off. Spider-Man, yeah. Bit glare.
Yeah, I have my phone silenced and it even rang through.
Yeah, so it's not working then, is it? There's something
Yeah.
wrong with it. Your
This
phone
and
silence
it's
doesn't
only
work.
spam calls. It's only spam
Yeah,
calls.
yeah. 4.
During
Mm-hmm.
the Simonson
Simon.
era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, this one I was a little shocked. I don't know why it's so expensive, but in mint it's like 150.
Well, you know
Wow.
why he's on the cover.
Is this his first cover outside of Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I mean that's a huge part of the
Okay.
story arc there.
Okay, I got you. I got you. And then
That
we have
that's
Is
like
we
it?
have
that's like his third appearance. Can't believe
and
how cheap those can be got for.
well, yeah, until people come to and realize what it really is. So I wanted to show you this. We just got this today,
Right.
the
Big,
new
big
one,
comic book.
the new one, and great. I do have to say I really do like the Phantom Lady cover. Well, it's Phantom
You're very
Lady
crackly today, mate.
and the Shadow.
Okay. You're very
The
crackly.
what's that?
You're very crackly. Your sound is very crackly.
I'm crackly.
Sounds like it.
Am I
What do you
right
think,
now?
Carl? Is it his as crackly? I don't know. Just it
He
keeps getting a
didn't
little bit.
sound as crackly to me right there, but
Yeah,
I
anyway,
think you
never
might
mind.
have just gotten some rough air.
Yeah, I could have also had my hand over the speaker mechanism. Um,
Maybe.
so
Yeah, she's cool. That costume's actually almost like works. Most of the costumes that you see her wearing just have no function whatsoever, other
no.
than like on a pole dance.
Well, they
You
have a
know what I mean?
function. They're supposed to show off their breasts, but you know,
Yeah, but it's just like they would be they'd be so useless in any kind of fight, any
right?
kind of combat or action situation that they're just daft.
Hey, but Red Sonja's chainmail keeps her goodies from being stabbed.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
so I don't know why. I don't know why. I guess because I'm on Roy Thomas's radar now, and I can't say anything like negative towards Roy Thomas, or else uh, I hear about it through third party, and Roy's upset with you because
Oh,
I we're on the cover of like one of the upcoming issues of Alter Ego. And so he goes,
right.
I'm giving Bill this great opportunity, and he screws me by saying I don't deserve credit for Wolverine, which,
Mm,
I mean,
mm.
that's like my opinion, man. Like, like the Big
It's not
Lebowski
like you're the only
says.
one saying it.
No, and it's honestly it's been driving me nuts because so what do you do when people are already upset with you for doing something? What you don't do is you don't double down and then bitch about Wolverine, Deadpool, and say my name should have gone first. You know what, Roy? Shut the fuck up. I
What I
mean,
don't get is when Wolverine's popularity peaked when the Miller series come out. If I'd have had any part to do with anything in creating that, that's when I'd have made the biggest stink.
Mm.
yeah, well,
People would have known for 35 years.
yeah,
Not
but
when not while everyone else who could like naysay you has now passed. That's not the time to sort of suddenly perk up and say, "Oh, it was
Yeah,
me." You know what I mean?
yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, and like uh I don't know if you guys have been a part of the whole melee that happened, but this guy has written a book called Stan Lee Lied. And
Yeah, I saw
and
you posting about it.
yeah, well, you know what? Here's the thing: you can't. The guy's dead. He can't
Yeah,
come back and say anything. So yeah, now and so just like with Roy Thomas, all the creators are dead, so they can't say anything. But Lynn's wife is really pissed off about it, and rightly so. Now I don't think it diminishes the money, what little money they've probably gotten from Marvel, but and Roy claims he doesn't make any money off it. Well, I find that extremely hard to believe. I
Yeah.
really find that very, very hard to believe.
Yeah.
And
doesn't make any
because,
money off what Wolverine.
huh?
What doesn't he make any money off of?
Oh, because he says he doesn't because he was an editor, but being an
Right. So
editor
he's talking about
being
Wolverine
an
still.
editor is also, but being an editor is also why he should be disqualified from getting credit. So, like Joe Duffy and a lot of the other editors from Marvel from the same time era are saying this is bullshit,
Yeah.
and they like Roy. They're not upset. They're not they're not trying to pick a bone because it's Roy doing it. It's because an editor's doing it, and editors typically don't get creative. And then someone will say, "Well, Stan Lee did." Well, that's different. Stan Lee actually created all, co-created all that stuff.
I mean, how much credit does John Romita get for drawing the actual first picture?
Well, he gets more. Actually, I believe he gets more than Herb Trimp's family does because
Yeah.
of it. Which, you
I mean,
know,
because he designed him, and there's no doubt about it. And then anybody writing a book called Stan Lee Lied is for a comic person who's only been in the thing for 5 minutes. We all know Stan Lied or over glorified some shit. So what? He did some. He tooted his own horn a little louder because the other
but
ones
but
didn't
he
toot their horns. And when
but
Jack,
but he did it. I contend Stan, and I admit publicly, I was friends with Stan for 40 years. Stan knew who I was when I saw him, even in his waning years. He'd go, Billy Field, when he saw me, which was like a huge thing to me. But I melted as soon as he would say that.
yeah,
But so I'm a huge Stan lover. However, I know, but I also knew Kirby. I did not know Ditko. I know Ditko ostensibly through his family now, and they're all pretty close friends of mine. But I didn't know Ditko. But I knew Jack. Jack even told me, he goes, I don't hate Stan. He goes, Stan just didn't fight for us at the right time. And he goes, he could, you know, there's a lot Stan could have done.
Yeah.
I contend people think Stan had a lot more power than Stan had, quite frankly. But
Well, he had the ear of Goodman, and that's what wasn't
well,
good
because
for him.
it was his uncle. But
Yeah.
you know, so
But I mean, the only thing Stan is unvarnished at is his praise for Joe Manili.
well, yeah.
I mean, he never said anything but pure positive there. He never took any credit from Manili, but
Right.
everybody knows, everybody knows, anybody that knows anything knows Ditko is 90% Spider-Man. Period.
And Doctor Strange.
Yeah. And like Kirby is 80+% of the Fantastic Four.
I agree.
But again, that's visuals and things like that.
And
But Stan still peppered it. Stan's name is still on it.
100% of
part
Silver
of the
Surfer.
creative process. So he amped himself up a little bit. So what? He was out there being the face when these other guys weren't. And Ditko ain't got a leg to stand on because he went and hid in the corner.
Yeah,
Like,
and
just
Ditko,
stand the fuck up and say, "Yeah, I did it. Shut the fuck up and leave me alone."
And you know, Ditko didn't hate Stan. Ditko just didn't think that he did him, you know, justice with Spider-Man. But he also, but Steve also didn't cash millions of dollars worth of checks for Spider-Man that he got.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah,
what does that
everything
tell
you need to know about comics, it just comes down to Siegel and Schuster. You know, it was corporate. They screwed the guys over that did it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. The kids created it in school. There should be clear ownership of Superman for them.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now, and I'm sure I'm not going to be very popular for saying this, but the more I know about the whole situation with Siegel and Schuster, is they both made way more money than people realize. They both made from 38 to 1950. They both made the equivalent today of over $1 million. A lot of people don't know that.
There's no doubt about that. But
Right. But here's the thing.
That was still a fraction of the value.
Why should DC get vilified when they did? I mean, I this is a rhetorical question, but why should they get totally vilified over it when they mismanaged their money? I mean, if they put their money in some kind of trust, they wouldn't have been broke ass.
They were fairly content till 1949. What happened in 1949? It just infuriated them.
With the series and the with the TV series and the serials?
Predates the TV series. It's the creation of a character in 1949.
Not Captain Marvel.
No.
I have no idea.
Superboy.
What did that why
they bastardized their creation, and that just sent them off the deep end. They wanted no part of the way they took Superboy is what pissed them off. They didn't want a Superboy. They wanted Superman. They wanted to stick to the pathos they'd created, and Superboy took it off that, and they're like, well, you're just fucking our thing all over and not giving us anything with this. And that's the snowball thing that Neil Adams got into. They're like, you just fucked us sideways, took us out of the equation because they gave somebody else credit for creating Superboy.
Well,
and that's what caused the big pissing fit. But I mean, there's volumes on that stuff. You know? And again, Neil's the one that was charging forward, going, give him more, take care of this guy's medical bills, whether he's a fucking idiot or not. You got a blind guy that created Superman, do the right thing. And the fact it was a protracted legal battle when they could have just said, okay, we'll admit fault this far and at least take care of their legal battles, because the comic book legal defense fund is one thing that should not exist. It should not exist.
Well, it should not.
Just to
It
get
should. It
guys
should.
to
It
get
should. It
that.
should. No, no, no. I'll go you one better. It should not have to exist.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Yeah,
you know what?
you shouldn't have to be able to. If you got the money, take care of the guys that built it. You know what I mean? And they
Yeah.
got the money. Everybody
No.
knows they got the money.
Yeah, of course they do.
It's Warner Brothers greed. It's Disney greed. You know, just
So someone
pay their
asked
medical
me.
bills. You know,
Someone asked
don't.
me recently what. Well, and so the the Siegel family was. I don't know why they did this, but they totally gave all the rights to um the Siegels, or did I
Yeah,
have it right? Or to the Schusters?
one way or the other.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
because
I
if
don't
you don't need
understand
it,
why
you
that
don't want it.
happened.
Get your payoff, get your nut, let somebody else have it. You know, you're not one of the Beatles, so you don't need to keep their money or whatever. You know, that's fine. But you know, let people make their own decisions, let their kids make their own decisions. But
Well, and
honestly, I think 5 years after you die, everything needs to go in the public domain anyway. This 95-year bucket thing is insane.
it's ridiculous. And so I was gonna going along with what we're talking about. I um I think I can get her pretty much any time for us, but I would love to have Athena Finger as a guest on the show.
I'm guessing she's just learning more and more every day.
Oh yeah, she's become such a bibliophile over her grandfather. You know, she wasn't even born until after he was dead, Bill
Yeah.
Finger.
I mean,
And
like the old interviews go, she didn't even know. She didn't even know she was
no, and I
related to
told,
him.
and
I'm just gonna bow out for a second to see if it's this stream that's giving me bad sound or whether it's something, whether it's the computer. So I'll be back in a minute. You
Okay,
carry on
man.
chatting.
Okay. What else was I going to say? So I would be happy to have her on.
Yeah.
You know, she's such a close friend of mine too.
And she
We're pretty
appreciates what came
inseparable.
about from it. She
Well,
appreciates the
yeah, of
fact that it helped
course.
generations. It's
Well,
like, hey,
yeah,
it helped me, it helped my kid. It brought
yeah,
a little light. Great. You know,
yeah.
great. It's not going to make me uber rich, but maybe it
You know,
did, maybe
so
it didn't, but it's not going to
so
make her uber rich, but it should have made Bill Finger rich.
so the Ditko family. The only reason they wanted a big payday from Marvel was because they want to keep Ditko alive and be able to uh, maybe even create a museum there in Johnstown and so they Ditko actually, from
But
what I understand, and I don't have everything in concrete. So if someone wants to try to challenge me, they can. But I'm pretty sure I'm right on this, folks, because I kind of have an inside track. But I'm pretty sure the Ditko's probably got somewhere in the same neighborhood as Kirby did. Uh, but the Kirby family also got a big payday from DC.
yeah.
Uh, but um,
But why would they create a museum when the guy, like everything, unless he changed his mind in the last
he
weeks,
he did not. But the
he did
thing
not
is
want all
that
that attention.
well,
I get
yeah.
keeping his name alive, but building a museum, I think that's a step too far than what he wanted.
Well, they
But
already
I think
have
he's not here anymore. He's not going to worry about it, is he?
yeah,
right, and they
Unless
already
unless he
have.
unless he goes all Bronze Age DC horror and comes back and haunts them for daring
yeah,
to open it.
Well, and it's funny. They already have a permanent display at the Bottle Works, which is a historic site there in Johnstown rather, and they are going to have uh, they have a DitcoCon every 2 years.
yeah.
But I planted a seed to tell them that they shouldn't have it next year, but when they're going to, because the following year is going to be his 100th birthday,
Yeah.
and I think it'd probably be better to wait a year to be able to do that.
Man,
But
right up until his last days, I had friends writing him letters there in the end when he put out his
well,
address
you
and said,
know,
fuck it, right?
I was really happy today because I had been told he was a Trump supporter, but today a letter surfaced online where he basically said Trump was a spoiled brat who should never be given the reins of power.
Well, there you go.
And he was
What are you
like
talking about?
Steve Ditko.
Well, he was of that
Trump?
So
mindset.
couldn't have been a Trump supporter, could he?
He was, well, yeah, he could have been. Well, you know, Steranko
He's
does.
Ayn Rand. He's Ayn Rand and Republican. He had that mindset.
right,
But it
he,
makes sense he wouldn't support Trump. But like I was
No.
telling my wife the other day, I have plenty of Republican friends. One of the funniest memes they put out, my wife couldn't quit laughing at this meme because it was a picture of the band the Stray Cats, and it said, "We are canceling our show in whatchamadooger,
Springfield.
Ohio."
Yeah.
Springfield,
That's
Ohio,
hilarious.
for this, and it was funny. And I was like, you know what's even funnier is that's a Republican cop friend of mine.
Well,
But he's a Catholic. He's a Catholic, simple conservative. He's not a Trumper. He's not a Trumper. He's just a simple Republican. You know, just a basic Republican.
And you know, it's funny, but I have friends who think he's totally gone off the deep end. And you know, the funny thing is that on CNN, whatever they
Brace
have,
yourself,
that's like,
fellas. There's a stranger in the chat.
Holy
oh
shit!
my god!
Holy shit!
Alive! It's alive!
Holy shit!
I forgot
Hello,
this
mate.
guy was alive. Still.
Hello,
Oh my
beautiful.
God.
How you been?
One of my
I
best
thought you
buddies
joined the
of all
hermitage.
time. It's Darren.
I thought you become a monk.
Where
I thought you
are
become a monk or
stacks?
something,
Do you still
Darren.
have our stacks anywhere?
Hey,
He
Do
sold
you
them all.
still have our
hold
stacks
on.
anywhere?
Time out,
Darren?
guys. Time. Yeah, there you go. Time
Oh
out,
wow.
folks.
Yeah,
What?
charge me. I want to buy my stuff, dude.
Yeah.
What are you watching? That's great.
Time
I
out
don't know,
for 1
some
second.
ghost
Hold on.
doctor.
Hey, Darren, how you feeling?
I'm good.
Okay, everything healing up well and everything?
Oh God, yeah. Months
Okay,
ago.
good. That's the main
You look
priority. Now we can go on to talk to
fantastic.
comics, but I just want
Have
to
you
make sure
lost
you're doing
weight?
well.
You look fantastic.
Have I lost weight? I might have done. I've done like, I don't know. I've put some hair on.
Your hair looks great. Your hair looks great.
No,
man.
my hair's
Yeah,
crazy.
so am I. But you know, you me
I
and
can't remember
Gray,
if you had a
I'll
beard
look like
before. Did you have a beard before? I've completely forgotten.
he had a beard.
Yeah.
Had
It
a
wasn't
beard.
that pronounced.
Normally
It wasn't that
shaved.
pronounced, but yeah.
Yeah, I just got terrible facial recognition. I just don't remember. I don't remember things about people. I'm terrible remembering stuff. Anyway,
So,
now
Dean,
you
All right.
do.
Hey, Darren, one more question. How are the folks doing?
yeah, they're all fine.
Good.
Cool.
They're all
How are
fine.
the little birdies?
They've all gone.
Oh,
They've
they all
all flown
immigrated, have
away
they?
and left me.
Oh, you don't get any robins in the winter.
Say again.
You don't get robins in the winter.
Yeah, but once they stop having their like young to feed, they lose
Yeah.
interest in humans.
Aww.
So now the young have sort of disappeared, the sort of
Yeah.
robins have gone off and done their own thing.
I would have thought you'd only get one robin because they're supposed to be very territorial, aren't they, robins?
Yeah, the male ones are very territorial, and they will fight
the
to
females.
defend their territory.
Yeah.
But
Which
then
is-
they're not
which-
lifelong partners. So the women robins are sluts.
Oh, fair enough. Well, good luck.
But-
But what gets me, we're thinking about Batman and Robin. Robin should be the tough one because he's the territorial one, and Batman, they live in like caves with lots of other bats, don't they? So you think
Yeah.
Batman should be more like friendly and like outgoing, and Robin should be the solo, tough guy one, really. But
Well, there
anyway,
was like a
I've-
15-year period where Batman couldn't stop smiling. So, you know, there's that. Smiling
Well,
bat, as I call him.
just before I got on, I had a phone call. I was going to come on earlier, but I got a phone call just as I was going to come on, and it's like Roy Thomas saying, "Will you shut that fucking Billfield up again?"
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know,
Hey, the only way to shut him up is with Mark Wade's mom's muff in his mouth. So.
Oh, God.
that's pretty
Oh,
funny,
gee
man.
whiz.
That's pretty funny. That is really funny. And so we were talking a minute ago, Darren, about that new book called Stan Lee Lied. And,
Yeah.
And it's self-published by this guy, but man, he's been getting so much free press off of me and a lot of my friends. and I don't want to do that because it's kind of ridiculous. But it's like, come on, man. Can y'all just give Stan a break? I mean,
You know what? Here's my advice. The whole world's a shit show, and everyone's got opinions on everything. And the best way through it is to not take
Ignore
sides,
everything.
is to not
Yeah.
publicize your opinion, and to stay out of the shit show and just give
Yeah.
nice, friendly podcasts or Facebooks or whatever, or YouTubes, because otherwise you get dragged into the shit, and then your
that's
name
true.
individually gets screwed over as well.
No, you're right. You're right. And I do have an upcoming cover credited issue of Roy Thomas's alter ego. So I do appreciate Roy an awful lot. I just don't understand why at such a late date, when everyone else is dead and can't say anything about it, he's suddenly, oh, I came up with this idea. I think that's ridiculous. But
Yeah,
Hey,
you know,
Bill.
I think there's a
then he
lot
gets
to be said for
and then he
sitting on the fence.
well, and then he gets
Yeah.
then he gets pissed off. Then he gets pissed off because he didn't get the first credit. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, dude,
But
yeah,
Bill, it's a battle that is up to that guy with whoever he's battling with, and everyone else can sit and watch. But as soon as
Yeah.
anyone starts giving opinions, they get themselves embroiled in it, and then they've taken a side, and then half the
agreed.
world sides with that guy and half doesn't. And so, I'm not talking about you in particular, but I will now. You've got a public image yourself to protect.
I do.
And so you need to stay
I
out
do.
of
Hey,
shit
Kenneth.
shows. You need to be
I
the
get
guy who only says the positive, constructive things and doesn't get involved in the shit shows.
I do agree. I
Hey,
do agree.
Bill.
And I do need to do that more. Yes, buddy.
Honest question, buddy. In 40 years, have you ever been able to sit quietly on the sidelines during the shit show?
Let's gag him.
You haven't. I've known you 10 or 12 years. You cannot sit quietly on the side during the shit show.
I can't.
You can't.
I can't. I can't. I can't
That's
sit
your
on my
personality.
hands. No, no, you're right. But to Darren's point, I have been less verbal about how I feel about things in the last year or so, because I have realized once I started getting the major panels at Comic-Con, and Comic Fest now wants me, which is great, but I haven't even brought it up to Blanca yet, which I need to do. But that's next freaking month.
You heard him.
Yeah.
Well, Bill, let me run something by you, right? What if, and I'm not saying there is, I'm just saying what if, someone on the Comic-Con board is a big fan of Roy Thomas, hears what you've said, and says, get that fucking Bill Field off my Comic-Con. I don't want him anywhere near it.
Well, I'm not, but see, to be honest, I have said more about Roy on this show than I have anywhere else.
Yeah, but you get my point.
Yes, of course I do. Of course I do.
Publicly spoken views can have ramifications.
Of course.
You might not like them all.
You know what? After today, Honest Engine, after today, I am absolutely going to make sure I don't say as much.
The good thing is that saying anything on this show is as good as telling nobody, because we never get any viewers anyway. So it's all good.
Well, you say that until someone.
The one person who's got this on while they're doing the hoovering isn't gonna go and tell Roy Thomas.
But you say that, and then someone's gonna discover this shit 10 years on when I'm actually someone big, and then it's gonna bite me in the ass. So
in 10 years' time, you can claim the ownership of Wolverine. So don't worry about it.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Hey, here's a fun topic, guys. Why I love comics so much this week.
Because I'm back.
Well, you're back.
That's, you know what? That's my reason.
It's fixing my ceiling, and we're getting a proper new car seat for my granddaughter because she grew bigger than expected, and we're getting a better car seat in the car. So comic books help take care of my granddaughter, got me out of a funk on feeling like I was worthless, and help fix my ceiling. So that's why I love comics.
How many are you going to have left afterwards, though? Are you getting rid of all? Or are you going to keep a couple of boxes or what?
2 boxes. 2 boxes is my goal in the end.
Okay. Right. So what did I do today?
I
hear
don't
you
know if
cry.
I could finagle it, I'd send a chunk of them over to Darren, but I don't think I can finagle it.
I need to ask you guys this. Have you guys heard about Banana Gate? Have you?
Is
it's
that a
Ben
show
Books.
that happens on the Filipino Red
Is
Light
it
District?
is it Ben Books inside CGC cases or something like that?
Yeah.
Is that
So
what
what's
Banana Gate is?
happening, and it's basically happening with thinner, newer books, but
Right.
they tried to come up with a harder case to break into because people were there were scams going on with
Yeah.
You
people
see this?
opening it and then
You see
what?
this big fat zero?
Yeah.
You see this big fat zero? That's the amount of fucks that I give about CGC cases.
Yeah.
Well, no, but so the new cases that are supposed to be more
Yeah.
impenetrable, they bow and create the banana effect, which is damaging the comics and creating creases.
Yeah.
So that's what Banana Gate is, and
Well,
in
there's
the last 2
always
days, everyone's
going to
talking
be
about it
people trying to figure out how to make the most money and milk it, and then there's always
and
going to
game
be
the
thieves.
system always. Yeah,
Yeah, there's always going to be that.
yeah.
You know, it'd be
I
nice,
thought
but
Banana
again,
Gate.
the only books that need sealed up are the highest graded, most important books there are. Other than that, a comic book should never be sealed.
The rare ones need to be safe.
I mean, I believe in preservation. I believe in, like when you take documents, historical documents, and put them under UV protected things and seal them and protect it from the elements.
I thought Banana Gate was when Bill got drunk at San Diego and ran around with a banana up his office. It wasn't that Banana
he hopped
Gate.
down to Tijuana.
No, it's Pete that I stay with. Pete exposing his banana to everybody. But but
Bill went down to Tijuana and did Donkey Gate.
Donkey Gate. Oh my God, Dave.
Anyway,
You're killing me. So
I today went to the Clink for a comics on location video.
What jail?
Are you aware of the Clink? Do you know the Clink?
Which jail?
No, the Clink. It's the Clink. It's the prison that all other prisons get called the Clink after. It was the oldest prison in England.
Nice.
It's called the Clink. And so I went there for a comics on location. So yeah.
Did you have a Man in the Iron Mask or something?
No, I just showed a few like superheroes in prison kind of comic books. That's all.
Okay.
I'm still making the video up now. I'm still sorting out the. It was interesting. It was, but we've me and Lisa got so many videos we're planning for comics on location. Just along a little length for the Thames next to the hospital she goes to, and we're going to go to the Tate Modern at some point. And I've just looked it up. Liechtenstein's got a room at the Tate Modern. You know the guy who stole all the comic art. So apparently there's a room of his art at the Tate Modern. So I'm going to go and do a comics on location there at some point.
Great. I'm going to beg you. I'm not going to steal you this comics on location.
No.
I'm going to beg you.
Steal you a Liechtenstein.
Get some spy comics. Get some spy comics and pop into MI5 and MI6 and see how far you get.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if you're allowed to do that. Yeah, we did see MI5. I think it was MI5 because I saw the big build. I thought, is that MI5? And I actually said to Lisa, can I get some spy comics? Do they do tours? I was thinking about it, but also the Globe Theatre's there as well, so I'm gonna get some Shakespeare related.
That'd be awesome. I'd love to. I'd sit outside Globe Theater and weep.
Yeah, so it's cool.
If I made a phone call and you got a tour through the front area of MI5, would you do it?
If you think that's possible. I don't know. Yeah, I'll probably just do it outside anyway. I might just do it outside, but
well, that ain't no fun. But no, you wouldn't be recording more than 3 minutes before they shut.
Is there? Yeah, we need to get you fake arrested.
Fleming got a blue badge anywhere? Has Ian Fleming got a blue badge anywhere? He's probably somewhere in Scotland. Is he Scottish or is he English?
Yeah, it's probably in Scotland.
Okay.
Ian Fleming.
Do you know who his cousin was? Do you know who Ian Fleming's cousin was?
Christopher Lee.
Yeah, that's insane.
Christopher Lee?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So what's new with you, Darren? You bought any more collections lately?
No, I've done practically nothing. So
good for you.
took 3 months and done something completely different and cleaned my head of everything comics.
Oh,
Good for you.
what was the different thing that you did? Was it anything you can relate, or was it like
I
top
can tell you,
secret?
it's no secret.
Did you join a gentleman's orgy club or something like that, or the
Gardening.
Hellfire Club of Huddersfield or something like that?
He's
I
now
mean,
producing porn.
Doing
But, yeah.
gardening.
but look out for his series of
Get back on the
videos
bed,
coming
girls.
soon.
Come on, back in there. I'm on the show.
British granny porn. British granny porn.
And take that shit with you as well.
We miss you. We miss you.
Oh, dear.
He's
I
making
wanna-
a movie called Baba Black Sheep.
Oh, you're stupid.
A long time ago, when I was younger, not young but younger, a video game came out that you play online called World of Warcraft. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah.
Have we ever?
And that was probably about, I don't know, 15 years ago. And I played it a lot when I was young. And the thing with these video games online is that they bring out expansions. So every couple of years, they bring out the next expansion and the next one and the next one. This went on forever.
And you just spent 3 months playing World of Warcraft.
Essentially. And basically, what they did was they got to like the 10th expansion, and each expansion that happens kind of destroys the validity of the previous expansions. So all the players who'd stayed with it all these years were saying, well, we really missed the feeling of the first time when it was fresh. We want to play it when it's fresh. And the people who do the games called Blizzard, they said, no, we couldn't possibly, it's impossible to roll it back. I mean, that's just stupid. Anyway, someone at Blizzard finally figured out a way to roll it back, and they rolled it back. And so it was a chance to relive a part of my youth again. And I said, you know what, this will never happen again. You either do it now or you don't do it ever. So I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm doing it. So I did.
So what's so weird is, and synchronistic about today, is Phil was just, we just got in the store, and I think he took it with him. I was going to show it to you, but World of Warcraft just sent us a box trying to get us into selling it here at the store, because there's no play, and Phil is going to do it. So we are now going to carry all sorts of World of Warcraft stuff, and they have gone back, and they're doing the original miniatures again, although it's very advanced now how they're doing them compared to how they did them years ago. But so I'm kind of, it's kind of weird that you would bring that up today, because Phil and I were talking about it ad infinitum and right before the show started. So that's very hilarious that so we will be carrying World of Warcraft. So we'll see what happens. But we're
Right,
not,
what were you
we're
doing
not a
this
gaming
for?
store.
Warcraft. Can I just hazard a guess that Darren's character is an elven princess?
How did you know? So close, actually. So close.
Princess Darina. Yeah.
He's a paladin or something.
Yeah.
It was a female one. A female shit, what do they call them? Drain eyes is the race. It's like I don't know, a human goat.
Blue elf.
A human ghost?
A human goat.
goat.
Well, it's not. It's way more human than it is goat. But the shoes are like the feet are like hooves, and there's some little tiny horns. But it was a priest, which is predominantly for healing. So yes.
Are they blue? Them dry now? Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
But basically, I played it for 3 months, and World of Warcraft is totally absorbing, totally addictive, and ruins lives, and has ruined my life multiple times. And I said I would not let it ruin it again, and there would be a day when I just turned it off. So about 3 days ago, I said, today's the day. So I uninstalled the game, uninstalled Discord, wiped my computer of everything to do with it, and that's it. Finished. So then I started doing other shit, and the first job on my to-do list was the piles.
Yay!
So look. Let me see if this works. How the hell do I do this? Hold on.
Share or something?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Present or something like that. Does it come up? I don't know.
Does that do it? I don't know. I don't know how to say yes. Oh, it won't let me do it. That's why. Oh, I have to click something. Okay. Right. Are you seeing that?
Oh yeah, I'll add it to the stage.
Oh yeah.
What does it say on the
Box
side
one.
here?
Whoops.
Okay.
Can you read it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can
just about
enlarge it and
small on
see
my
it.
screen.
Is that actually readable? Because I can't see what's on
Yeah.
your screen now.
Marvel,
Well,
Silver Surfer, Marvel Defenders, Amazing
Damn it.
Adventures, Marvel Presents Red Sonja, Where
Cool.
Monsters Dwell, Marvel Team Up.
Cool. So this is a list I started before World of Warcraft, but today I continued with it. And if you look
Okay.
down here, I've been busy today.
Wow,
Wow.
So this is now 404 items in it now, and I'm about halfway.
Blimey. That's
So-
not our stacks, is it?
So I hope I hope I'm still getting all those Australian
That's
Captain
no,
Marvels.
that's Kyle's. Look, this is your
Oh, yeah.
stacks. The only thing in this spreadsheet is the comics in your stacks.
Okay.
So I'm about
Have you
halfway
identified
through.
whose stack is who?
and-
Are you still going to work that out?
That's the difficulty is. So I'll stop sharing now. The difficulty is as when we started doing this, it was easy. There was only a few comics on each person's stack. As we continued and the stacks grew and grew, and I ran out of shelves, and for speed, things were going fast. I just dropped them in various piles. So it's all become a big jumbled mess. So
Yeah.
I've decided that the best thing to do is, first of all, just make a list. So forget the fact that they're in piles, screw the piles, just make a list. So I'm making a list, and sort of as I've listed things, they've ended up over on that side of the room. And so there's actually not that much to go, because that's not in anybody's stacks, that shelf there. That's not in anybody's stack. This is annuals. Remember those Batman stuff?
Oh yeah, the ones I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's in stacks. This
Yeah.
Gray is actually all yours, I think. That's your 2000 AD. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And then,
yeah.
and then a load of low grade stuff that we went through at some point. So that is
Yeah.
pretty much all yours, Gray. That's Mark's, that at the top there. Oh, you can't quite see it, but
No, I can't quite see it.
that's
Oh, yeah.
Mark's back there. But basically, other than so, this is nobody's, right? So we're talking grey stuff here plus a few books there, and everything else is kind of listed, but or segregated. So I'll just have a quick walk round. I have to unplug various things for this. So let's see if it
remember, I
works.
wanted all those, or as many as you want to give me. Those Australian Captain Marvels were very important to me.
Oh, he's
Oh,
disappeared.
he
gone.
went away.
He's
Guess I
not tripped
pissed him
over his
off.
wire, has he?
I found out something really depressing in the past couple of weeks. I used to be an excellent typist. I took 3 years of courses, took stuff on Excel spreadsheets and stuff. I tried to type out a spreadsheet for Mark. I got 9 into it and almost threw the computer through the wall because my brain goes to type and my left hand is utterly useless. These 3 fingers are just, they serve no purpose. I'd be sitting trying to hit things. And I'm trying to untrain my brain to type, but I can't. When this hand works fine and this one doesn't, it just put me in frustrated tears.
Throws you off. I just use that finger. I use that finger very fast.
I can't do that. I can't get my brain around this because I've been trained to actually type fast. I could type 80 words a minute. Now I couldn't type 10 properly.
I will tell you this. This is the reason I can't type well. My fingers, grew in different configuration than most people's, and a typewriter is totally set up for middle finger being the longest and everything. My middle finger is the shortest on this hand.
All I can say, Bill, is you're lucky you're not burning people at the stake anymore for that kind of thing.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Wait, here's what I would get thrown in the flame for is when I put my fingers together I have a perfect 5-sided star.
Uh-oh.
How
Yeah.
about that?
So
There you go.
and so in college, me and my friends used to have like a mythical wrestling league, and we would all wrestle after we got messed up. We'd all wrestle each other, and they called me the mutant. And they said that if I did the star, I could win any match because no one could handle the star. And
Yeah.
so the star became part of my. It's so
I'm
hilarious.
glad it was only by doing that you made the star, not by bending over and taking your trunks down.
Yeah.
Right. You're not looking at my sphincter, but yeah, but so it's right there.
Weird.
There you go. But yeah,
So
my high school was
oh,
so ass
that's all the
backwards.
stuff I wanted right there. Thank you. I love that stuff. All the
I,
Well,
Marvel.
I
look,
went to take typing 3 my
Yeah.
senior year of high school.
We've got a very pertinent question. Do you weigh the same as a duck?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you're
He's
not
a
a
witch.
witch.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not a
Alright.
witch. Okay.
Not a
I
witch.
get confused about that.
But I
He's a
went to
bloke.
take typing
She
3
turned
in
me
my
into
high
a new.
school.
I got better. That's what I always think of when I think of witches. But look at that, man. That's some
do you
good
want a
looking shit.
commentary, or are you going to let me get a word in edgeways?
Why don't you just
Go
talk?
for it.
I'll shut up.
I went to
So-
take typing in my high school, and in 1984, they told me, "You're the only guy taking the class. Guys aren't secretaries. You don't need to have this class." And they dropped me from the class. They're like, you shouldn't be doing this. And I'm like, but I want to, and I have an open period. Nope. Guys don't do that. It's like, you assholes. I was actually interested in this stuff.
This short box is already listed. Okay, that contains. I did that quite a while ago, but no, I didn't actually. No, I bagged and boarded it and graded it a while ago. It doesn't look very interesting. It's the top of some comics, but that's one short box done. This is what I'm calling the oversized pile. So there's all sorts of stuff in there. That's a deep pile.
That's a British Conan Savage Sword number
That's gotta
1.
be-
Yeah, that's
That's
yours,
gotta be-
Carl. I reckon. That's the
Yeah,
I've got
Marvel
that.
U-
That's not mine. I've got that.
That's
I'll
the
take
Marvel
it.
UK pile.
I'll take it if Kyle doesn't.
And then this is, do you remember the old Alan Class? That's the Alan Class pile.
Oh, great. I wanted a
yeah.
bunch of that
That's
stuff.
huge. That is huge.
Fantastic.
And that one's not Alan Class, but that one is a British
that
reprint of something.
Alan Class
Then
West.
this is Mark's Flash Gordon pile.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Kyle's Fat Freddy's and Deadlines.
Okay.
This is the bit that I've segregated but not listed. So there's 3 stacks of Marvel and DC type comics there, and that needs bagging, boarding, grading, and short boxing, and then listing.
That's
So that's what
amazing.
I'm
You've
gonna
got
do.
that King Comics right there.
That's what I'm going to do this week. So
hey.
what about King Comics?
That's an awesome one you have there. That's like a 38, 39.
Well, all of these have been seen on the show before, but it depends
Yeah.
whether you're on that show, whether you saw them. But
Right.
But that's an old one. That's like pre-war or close to it.
Oh, I love those. Yeah, I'd love those. I'm a huge Popeye fan. I would love those.
Of course, I saw the Defenders 92 over there. Have you ever taken the time to autograph that yet?
no.
Are you afraid to deface the comic book?
No, I refuse to deface comics.
Deface the music.
So we're getting there basically. So this, since I did nothing for 3 months, I'm now starting on it, and so I think it'll take about a week to get that last little box full of Marvel and DC.
Hey! I got to ask you this: do you have a new computer?
No.
Oh, it looked brand new. It looked like I thought I saw a red computer or something cool.
This is.
Oh, what is that? Is that old?
That's my dad's. He gave it to me. He's had it for about 5 years, and then he gave it to me, and I've had it for about 2 or 3 now.
It's super cool looking.
I think I had one of them. I had one of them a few years ago, quite a few years ago. Computers aren't built to last anymore, are they? They break down pretty quickly.
Macs are.
I had to have this one.
Yeah.
This one needed some more RAM or something, or new processing or whatever. But anyway.
Well, it's
so
cheaper
there's been
than
some,
buying a new one.
Because I've been making a list, but I need to, in order to make a list, I need to know what the comic is to make a list of it. So I've had to do a little bit of research along the way, and there are some things that I didn't realize just how cool they are that came out of the list. I'll just see if I can find one or two. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was gonna say, did you find out any more about them reprint things that you found? You know, the printed
Oh,
ones that you
I
found, the
almost
old
brought a book
school.
down on that, but then I realized they're all original pictures in the book I
Okay, I want to show you guys something really cool.
have.
Cool.
I don't think I've shown this before, but this is from the collection I got.
How do I say? Let me put you in a full screen. Oh yeah, Sergeant Rock and Easy Code.
That's from the DC offices, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dear buddies, every fighting man knows it takes a lot of guys behind the lines to keep a single foot slogger up front in business. That's why I'm glad you're back in the combat, Joe's. That's why I'm glad you're back in the combat happy Joes of Easy Company. I can't keep doing that with a straight face.
But
So,
what's on the other side? I mean, who's it to? Somebody in San Antonio.
it's Patrick.
So a
It's
subscriber.
Cosgrove. No, he sent them a letter, and Patrick, when he was a teenager, and this is like 1960, he would ask for artwork, and sometimes they'd send it to him, sometimes they just wouldn't, and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
sent him this instead. But this alone is probably worth about $100 because
Yeah.
these aren't
You never
very
know.
very easy to find. Yeah. So,
Mm.
but isn't that a great Joe Kubert layout? It's just gorgeous,
Yeah.
man. It's really really cool.
Nice, unique piece. I love
Yeah,
stuff like that.
me
Doesn't have
too.
near the value it should have.
Yeah.
Let's see what Dara's got to show us. This new
Right, so
interesting
there's
stuff.
just a few little knickknacks that are
It's
worth
the
sort of showing.
Darren Show, Variety Comics.
Right, okay, let's see who can tell me what this is then.
Well, that's a rebound, right? That's like 4 books, rebound in a 25 cents, the late 40s, early 50s. That's
Is
like
that Fox Comics?
Reprint.
it's like 4 rebound comics.
Bunk.
Oh.
Nobody is just naturally
It's
skinny.
where it's their remainders.
Do you remember those double comics?
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
Those double comics were about 1970, 1969, because they used remainder comics
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
like the mid to late 60s. Well, Kylie's exactly correct that this is basically the same kind of concept, and he's got the date exactly right. Look at the bottom. Can you see the bottom of the pink page?
I can't
Not
read
clear
it.
enough to pull a date.
Let's see if I can just get it right.
New York, 90. No, it's too blurry.
1950.
1956. 1956 is that?
1950. 1950.
Wow.
1950. So
Wow.
as I was looking through this one, I thought I didn't realize that 1950 was there initially, but what gave it away was, I mean, look. So there's a jungle.
Yeah. And they're all
Jungle.
original first prints. They're just remaindered without the covers.
Blue Beetle.
And it depends
Oh
on
my
what's in
gosh,
it.
that's amazing.
The value
collection
always
is
depends
fun.
on what's in it.
Nice.
Wow.
So you say the value depends on what's inside it. You say,
Yeah.
Kyle.
Well,
Yeah, there's a couple out there with some major books in them. Other than that, they're
so
just
who majorly did that though, Kyle, was EC. They would put what would have been maybe 3 or 4 books worth of material. They just put it all together and they made those what they called annuals.
Yeah, the binder. If you see the red tape on the edge of it, I had my hand on one of those before and let it go because of the red tape, and then found out it's that burgundy red tape that's the authenticator of it.
Right.
So,
I think I must have had another one because that's not the one I was looking at, but that's the same kind of thing basically. A 1946 double,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
which is cool. For 1946 is a long time ago.
yeah, and the only thing wrong with those is they don't have the original covers on the inside. But all they did was pop them off and remaindered them.
So I'm going to ask this. This is a question because I'm getting to the end of the collection now. I'm buying the end of the collection, and I've just bought a good, and some are in great shape, some are in not so great shape. But I just bought a very early run of Famous Monsters in Filmland, and I'm curious if those are popular in the UK at all, or if you guys even know what I'm talking about.
I
It's
know.
like a
I know
magazine,
what-
right?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
magazine, and it
Yeah.
was the first.
Yeah.
It was the first horror magazine, basically.
I
Knowing
know
where that's
exactly
coming
what you mean.
from, are any of those autographed by Forey?
No, they are
Oh,
not.
God.
No, they are not.
Oh.
They are
I'm
not.
interested in the
But
one
I
from September 1969.
but I do have one through almost complete one through like 25, I think. And those are some really hard issues to
Hey,
find.
let me tell you about them,
Yeah,
Bill, because I've
yeah.
had them, some of them before.
Have you? Yeah.
I have found that there are definitely collectors out there for that, and they are crying out for it, and they will pay big bucks for it, especially high grade.
Okay.
It's very, very collectible indeed.
And so then I found out. So Warren did a lot of early magazines back then. Well, the ones that I found out that I also have that I found out that are super special are they had a magazine called Spacemen.
Yeah, I've had that one too. Yeah,
And those I've been shocked
the same.
shitless.
Yeah.
There's a number one.
They're way huge.
Yeah.
And worth a lot more than Famous Monsters. I mean, Famous Monsters are worth a lot, but these are worth like infinitesimal more.
Well,
There's a
but those
2.0
had
of number
original
one.
art by guys in them, didn't they?
It did, but so did Famous Monsters. But
On occasion, but there's limited
I also
Famous
got-
Monsters because that
but
was
I
more
also
common.
got I also have almost a complete run of Creepy, Eerie, and Vampirella. Which
Yeah.
those are super popular now.
The key
Woody
is
did
the
a lot of
condition.
artwork in those ones, though, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
The
And
absolute
so
key
did
is the
Ditko.
condition.
Lots of Ditko, by the way. In Creepy. I don't know if you knew that, Kyle.
If you have them in near mint, they're worth a hell of a lot.
Yeah,
If they're
so
not in near mint, then it comes off a bit.
right. But most of them are in really nice shape. I was pissed off. I have an Eerie #1, which is actually from 1959 by another publishing company, but I only could find Eerie #2 and on from the Warren stuff in the collection. Well, then I found out that because another company had published Eerie #1 years before, Eerie Warren didn't publish an Eerie #1.
What was the publication? What was the publisher of the 1947 Eerie #1?
1959.
But who was the? No, not the Warren one, but the original is a 1947 Eerie publication.
No.
It was Eerie.
Yes. There was a comic book called Eerie. Yes.
Yeah,
But
Eerie
no,
publication.
I'm talking about the first Eerie magazine, which came out in 1959 by a different publisher than Warren, and then Warren did their Eerie. I think came out in 65 or 66.
Yeah.
So I all I could find was that one. Well, because they had published, which I have that one too. So the reason Eerie didn't do a #1 was because this publishing company had done it in 59.
Yeah.
So they started with #2. So I do
Yeah.
have
2's #1, 3's #2, and then there's
Correct.
like 2 #4s.
Oh, are there really? Well,
Yeah,
now I'm gonna have to go look at
I'm
that.
pretty sure
but-
it's 2 #4s. I thought it was an even number, and I don't think it's 6. There's either 2 #4s or maybe 2 #5s, but it's 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, and then it gets back on.
Well, and then I got a bunch of the Marvel magazines, and I got a Pussycat, guys. Believe it or not, I'm keeping that, of course, but
Canadian or American?
American, and
Okay.
it's beautiful. It's got a gash on the cover, but other than that, it's a
Well,
beautiful.
yeah, but don't talk about her that way.
You're stupid, but you're dumb.
That
But
sounds X-rated.
but it's
That sounds like one of Darren's books.
Well, the majority of the artwork, from what I understand, is Bill Everett and Jim Mooney,
Yeah.
and there's a couple other high-profile artists in there too. but they did like 8 issues worth of material, but but if I'm not mistaken, they only published 1 issue.
Yeah.
So,
I was doing a trade with Alan, the comic collector geek, Mark's
yeah.
buddy, and Pussycat One was in that, and I had a $200 trade. He gave me a $200 trade value on it, and we were sealing up our packages, and he got back in touch with me. He said, "Please tell me you haven't sent these yet. I realize this is the Canadian. It's worth 3 times as much. Please let me break free of this trade." And I'm like, "Well, sure, dude. You know, that wasn't what you offered me. You offered me
The
the
American.
American. You had the Canadian. You realize you had the Canadian. It doesn't hurt my feelings at all, you know,
Right.
because
Right.
you told me it was, we established it was something else and it wasn't. So I don't feel bad about saying, you know, pull that thing
No.
back, obviously."
No. So I did sell, Kyle, I'll tell you this. I did sell the run of Neil Adams Green Lanterns the other day. And I've been
No.
told that they've been going down in price. And
Everything's going down in price, but that's just
not
part and
everything, but a
parcel.
lot of things are, yeah. And
That's
so
just part and parcel with it.
that's okay. I still made a tidy little
The
sum.
more the bigger ones go up, the more the other ones go down to balance it out.
No, I know.
We'll do like a 5-year thing, and then they'll creep up a little bit, and then it'll go like that. Just simple enough.
So I'm still trying to wrap my head around having to get the AF-15 priced or slabbed, which I don't want to do, but if I do, I might have to spend as much as $10,000 on the back end getting it slabbed, which I'm not happy about. But I don't know. I need to talk, Darren. I need to talk to you soon. I need your take on a few things.
You know what you need? You need a hard slip case. Just put it in that.
Yeah.
Just a hard slip case. Just put it in a hard slip case. Put it in a vault. Wait. Just wait. Don't, if you're not willing to drop the 10 grand to grade it, put it in a hard slip case where it's not going to change. You know, you got the hard plastic. It's not going anywhere. Vault it. It's just fine.
Well, I am thinking. So I am going to Heritage this weekend. With the artwork, mainly artwork, not the comics, but I am taking a couple comics, and that may be one I take. So, I don't know. I'm going to talk to Darren. I'm going to get.
I'd
Darren
spend
always
$20
gives me good
on a hard
advice.
slip case and never give it a second thought.
Yeah,
Have it
so
bagged
maybe I'll
and
do
board
that.
nicely, put in a slip case, leave it raw for now.
So I haven't told you guys this, but I got talked into getting something slabbed while I was at Comic-Con in San Diego, Darren. And so I took a book that I thought was a good one to get slabbed. I got Fantastic 452 slabbed, which is the first Black Panther. Yeah. And it came back a 6.5. I was a little disappointed in that, but and I paid $69 to get it slab, but it comes back and they say because they put it in the vintage category, which I did not, they put it themselves in that category, which I guess they have to. I don't know how it works. I now owe $30 more, so it'll wind up costing me about $100. It's about $1,000 book in that condition. So, you know,
it's over 50 years old. They don't have a choice.
Okay.
It's,
I think
it's
that's
over,
did you
legally,
have it?
they can't dance that.
Did you have it cleaned and pressed?
Yeah, well, I had it. I asked for cleaning pressing, but apparently they just cleaned it. They just pressed it. They didn't clean it, and so they kept the thumbprint in the big
What
moon.
the fuck? This is CGC, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
then you want your money back.
Well, yeah,
If
that's
you
exactly.
you
Yeah,
filled in a form,
yeah,
because you have to fill in a form, and
yeah.
that
But
form said that you wanted
that
it
I should have
cleaning.
checked something else. See, I'm so new at this. I may not have checked everything off. I should have. So now I'll know. But I'm a little disappointed. But the pressing did a good job for me. You know, the pressing was okay, but you know, I own all that equipment now, and I haven't pressed anything expensive yet because it's real easy to
Well,
fuck up the pressing.
do not press your own stuff.
Okay, I won't.
That is suicide.
Okay,
Look,
I
mate.
won't.
Look,
I won't.
But think about what you're doing here, right? Think about what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
You've got a very, very expensive item, a work of art. If you just got the Mona Lisa fell into your hands, the Mona Lisa, would you say, I'll just do a bit of touching up? I'll just get this pot of paint, I'll just do a bit of touching up.
No.
That's what you're doing if you press your own comic.
Then I won't.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, I haven't done it.
It's suicide. It's suicide.
You stopped me before I did it. So
if you had the Mona Lisa and you wanted it to be restored, you would pay big money to a restoration professional who is insured, has got references, so that you know that they're going to do a job, and if anything goes wrong, they're insured, they're covered. That's what you pay the fee for.
So
that's why it's expensive.
I want to tell you something crazy. So we were supposed to go to Italy next year to shoot the actual Shroud for our Shroud of Turin TV series. Well, we're not going to be allowed to now because the restorers apparently have fucked it up. And so they're now having to get it restored from the restoration. And so, yes, you're right. So my life is like on the edge, Darren, because of that. You know, I'm not going to get to go to Torino, Italy now because of this. But yeah. So no, you made a perfect metaphor for me with the Mona Lisa, and we can throw the Shroud in there too, except it's for real.
On the subject of expensive comics, my advice to you is the same advice I give to anybody, right? And here it is. You have got two ways forward to sell your items. Number one is you sell it raw, knowing that whoever you talk to will try to talk you down because it's raw, and they'll try and say the grade's this, the grade's that, and you have to maintain your position that you think the grade's this. So going raw has got the potential to not quite get you the full value because of this, or you pay someone professional to grade it, clean it, press it, and slab it. And then what comes back is an accurate position of the grade, which can then be used off census data to give an accurate price. So you spend X amount of money up front, so you don't lose X amount of money at the end.
Yes.
Right? So it's, in a way, I'll say in a perfect world, because it's not a perfect world. In a perfect world, it doesn't matter which way you choose, because you either lose the money in the negotiation raw, or you lose the money by getting it slabbed and graded, right?
Correct.
In a perfect world. But it's not a perfect world. So in the non-perfect world, if you're good at negotiating, you can talk the guy raw, you can get a better price raw. And if you're going to get a lesser price, you say, no, thanks, I'll move on and go to someone else. Now, the problem with the raw route is you take a risk, but it's quick and you're in full control. The problem with the slab route is it's slow and you have to hand that thing over, and for a while you're out of control of that item. So there are pluses and minuses to both routes. And
well, I will tell you,
I would add one thing in. I would add one very important thing in. Risk of damaging the comic. If you are doing everything raw and showing people and negotiating and so on, the risk is that somewhere along that route you damage the comic.
Correct.
If you get to the professionals, there's a risk, but they're insured, so they might steal it, but they're insured, and so it should be covered. So the safest route of all is get it slabbed by the professionals. That's the safest route, and that is what I would recommend to do with any book over a couple of $1,000.
Okay.
That's my advice, and it won't change. It'll always be the same.
I will tell you this too, because everything's slowed down and they've gotten more graders. I got my comic back in 5 weeks, which is not bad.
Well,
honestly.
You can pay for fast track, but if you don't pay for fast track, then that's a good return.
Yeah. And fast track might have gotten it to me a week sooner. So
and I think on valuable books, it's automatically fast tracked anyway.
Well, maybe that's why I got it so fast. But I was shocked that I got it back that fast.
Yeah.
And I was also shocked that the X-Men 1 came back a 6.5. But
that's an excellent grade.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And that got slabbed, did it?
Phil did. Oh yeah, I sold it to Phil, and Phil got it slabbed, and it came back.
I told you that'd be
What
a 6 or
what
better.
what
Yeah.
did we advise you that that would be the grade of it?
Something like that. Yeah.
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 And what is
well,
that worth in a census?
Can't remember. It's there are a lot of X-Men ones supposedly. I mean more than
Yeah.
there are other rare books. But I will tell you the shocking thing that happened was Phil sent the House of Mystery 92, the first Swamp Thing in that I sold him, and I sold him that for a couple 2K, and it came back with a purple label.
Right,
And
restored.
and Phil, well, and that's the thing is I don't see Patrick as restoring any of these, so I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, but what define restoration? Because I'll shock you. Define restoration, Bill.
They didn't define it. They didn't define it. They just
Oh,
said
there's a little bit of red there. I'm just going to add a little bit with my biro.
Right,
I just
right.
restored that comic. Color Touch is restoration.
right,
So if there was a
right.
tiny little spine tick and someone just did that with a black marker,
Then boom, you get a
that's
purple label.
restoration.
Yeah. Oh no, and I'm sure it was something that simple.
Now, I don't think that this guy the guy who sold them to you would have restored it either, but he might have just color touched it absent-mindedly as a youngster.
I might have done that too in my younger years.
Absolutely, we all did.
So yeah.
Did he buy that one from when it came out though, or was it one that he bought after it came out? Because it could be whoever he bought it from.
Well, that's very true too. So I won't know because he can't talk anymore, sadly. But no, so I'll never know really. But the guy, the guy that was buying the stuff from me, Darren, that gave me shit because he wanted it super low, and I sold it to Phil for twice what he was offering. He goes, I will give you 10,000 if it comes back with a blue label. Well, if I waited for it to come back with, and it did come back with a blue label, because he thought it had been trimmed because it had absolutely no Marvel chipping, and it looks beautiful. So it came back with a blue label and 6.5, and so I'd be damned if, and at that level by the current guide, makes it about a $25,000 book. Well, I'll be damned if I would have sold it to him for 10,000 then. If I'd found out it was a 6.5. So either way, he was just trying to game the system with me, which really upset me. But that's why I'm not dealing with him anymore, too. So, and he came down to the store and kind of gave me shit the other day. So it was kind of,
look, at the end of the day, right?
You ghosted me.
These are the things where, there's always an element of risk in whatever you do. You don't know if any of the books that you have got have anything that would fall under purple label category.
Exactly.
So if you sell raw, you could argue that is therefore a risk that you don't have to take. But then what happens if the guy you sell it to gets it slabbed and it comes back purple? You might have to deal with him coming back to you saying, you just sold me a restored book. And you say, I don't know. And so there's an issue there. So, look, at the end of the day, if you've got something and you want to be the honest Joe, get it slabbed.
Which I do. I do.
That means the risk is on you. If it comes back purple, then the risk is on you. But also, you've got it graded. It's accurate. If it comes back restored, you can send it back again, asking them to remove the restoration, which in certain instances, they are happy to do.
Oh,
For example, if they cut a small section of the book out to remove a bit of a color touch, maybe, and it would still come back blue, but a lower grade, but more valuable in money, for example. So some restoration they will remove, some they will refuse to remove.
I did not know that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, they take an X-Acto knife and cut the tiniest little hole, and then it knocks it down like a half a grade point for that.
But that knocking down half a grade might gain you 3 times the value.
Yeah,
exactly.
So there's arguments for doing it and not doing it. But ultimately, the safest, surest way of any valuable book is get it graded.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
the
they won't
position
do
you're
more
in,
than.
Bill, the
I
position
don't. I
that
don't
you're
think
in,
they'll do more than 3 cuts on it.
the
Okay.
position that you are in, Bill, is as I perceive the situation. You, because I know you, right? I know you as a person, right? Raw books in your hands are at risk. Get the fucking thing slabbed immediately. That is my advice to you. Remove the risks.
There you go.
That's
Hey,
and that
speaking
will
of raw
always be the
books,
same.
Darren, would you happen to feel like grabbing a box of books that we haven't seen yet?
Well, I haven't finished showing you these other little bits yet that I wanted to just show you as like little treat and some tidbits from what's already in the piles. I've only got 2
Okay.
more.
Okay.
So there was one bag in the Frank Dobson collection. This was the bag. And in the bag was this.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Now, this is a British version,
Yeah.
British edition,
Tomahawk.
Tomahawk reprints.
Wow.
So this how the
Now,
bag
the
had
way
many things
that's
in it.
bound, they cut off the cover and glued the cover on that. That's the original cover.
No, I don't. Oh, actually, well, do you know what? It actually has the feel of the original cover, but this is printed on the cover.
Okay.
That's not
And it's black and white, Kyle.
that is
It's not-
printed.
yeah, and it's
I
also
think this is
not.
a reprint.
It's also
I
not
thought the
color.
first. I thought the
Yeah.
first one. That one wasn't the first one you showed, wasn't it?
What's
No,
In
what?
color.
No, it's black and white.
No, the cover. Isn't
That
that a
was the
glued
first
on
one.
cover?
No, this is that is printed on the cover.
Huh. Okay.
So that's
is
considered a
part of the cover.
reprint, not a coexisting.
These
That's the Black Hawk
published.
one that I had. That had a reprint. That was black and white reprints inside.
Those are gorgeous, actually.
These are printed these are 9 years after the American originals in black and white with a British cover for British edition.
Wow.
Right. But then, there are 5 of them, and the last one is the one I want to show you. Is this one here? That's the number 1.
So, yeah.
Wow, that's nice.
Now, this one here is actually individually bagged in one of those ones with a sticky down top, and that's how it came. Right, so let's have a look. All right, so there's a little bit of spine stuff going on.
Oh, but it's gorgeous.
It's flat. It's not curled like those Allen
Holy
Class type
moly.
things. Look how white the back is.
Holy moly, yeah.
Hey, Mark.
There's Mark.
Now, this, Mark, is one of
Hi,
the
Mark.
things in your pile, I reckon. And I was just showing the guys that I've been sorting out the piles. And so there was a few little treats, and this is one of them.
I
But
love
this
that one.
When I was looking for this one, I found a description of it on the British price guide. This is not, normally I use Atomic Avenue. When I can't find stuff on Atomic Avenue because it's British, I go to the same sort of price guide as but it's called the British one, and it has all the British stuff on it. Now, Duncan McAlpine is a famous name in British comics. Have you Yanks heard of him?
No.
There was a shop when I was growing up as a kid, a shop called Stateside Comics in London. That was Duncan McAlpine's. He also did a lot with the comic book price guide, the book, the Overstreet Guide, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But basically, so he is the owner, maybe, or I don't know what he is, but he's the guy who writes the comments on the British price guide. And he wrote about this book, incredibly difficult to find in better than fine condition.
And that's way better than fine.
And never can be found flat, always curled with a screwed up spine.
Holy moly.
The near mint price guide was something like £1,500.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
So this comic is, I would say it's fine, but it has the things that Duncan McAlpine said are rare. So I think that's probably about £400 or £500 book in isolation.
There you go. Hi, Meemaw.
It's finding someone who wants to buy it now, though, isn't it? I mean, who still collects them? I mean, there's probably less collectors of those nowadays. I don't know.
It's in one of your piles, so one of you's got to pay me it.
Yeah. that's got to be
Probably me. I'll buy it. Fuck,
I
I'm
thought
on
it
it.
was Mark, but I might be
What's
wrong.
the other one you have to show?
Right, let me put this away without scrapping it first. Hold on, slowly.
Changing the subject slightly. Have you got any classic comics illustrated, Darren?
Classics Illustrated. Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
like loads. Why do you ask?
Are they on your website?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I'm looking for a H.G. Wells one. So Invisible Man, Time Machine, and War of the Worlds.
I have some of those. Gray.
Frank
Yeah, you're
Dobson.
saying.
Frank Dobson's got the full set.
Okay.
And
Okay.
they're all,
really?
from the looks of it, they're all very early, if not first prints.
Wow.
Okay.
That's my
Really?
initial estimate on it, and that means that they are worth money. Even though Classics Illustrated generally, I think we agreed £5. Yeah, nice one, Mark. Right, next
Yeah,
one.
Yeah,
There's another
it's
one.
so
I wonder
funny
if one of my
it's funny
one of my
Mark's not
comics on
here when he makes those
location.
kind of allegations.
This one here is the last one I'm going to show, I think, from the piles.
Okay.
But this
Oh,
one
that-
was also on Mark's
I think that's one I
£5
wanted.
pile.
I think that's one I want. No, I really do think that's one I wanted.
Well,
I
we'll
do.
see. We'll see, because the evidence is on previous shows.
Okay, great. Yeah, if we have to go do that, that's fine. Yeah, that is one I wanted.
That's
What is
84.
this, guys? What is? Tell me everything you can about this.
That's issue 84. That's Thor's second appearance.
Yeah.
Oh, Mystic. It's red.
It
A
may
guy in a
be.
green
It may
uniform.
be one of his. It
That's
may
a
be his
Luger.
first British appearance. I don't
Right,
think
let's start
so.
with the basics. Let's start with the basics. What's the title of the comic and the issue number?
Journey into
Prisoner of the
Mystery
Red.
84.
No. What's the title of this comic?
Oh,
Mystic.
Mystic.
Issue number.
I'd guess
One
what,
is that?
2, 3?
Does it say 87?
47.
47.
What's the price?
One shilling.
quid.
One
Oh, 1
shilling.
pence.
5
shilling.
pence. that is. Who's the publisher?
Class.
Is it?
Oh, Miller. It's Miller.
Right. So this is some of those Allen classes. This is kind of a bit Allen classes, sort of square bound there.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
then,
yeah.
let's have a look, right? You guys, let's see if we can identify the exact issue numbers and so on. What's this? What story is that?
84.
I don't know.
Journey into Mystery 84.
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not being sarcastic here. That's good. That's wonderful. Like, I don't know the answer. I'm
Yeah,
delighted
it's
that
a
you told
second
me the answer.
appearance.
Yeah, second
But then
appearance.
I started to turn the pages and look what happens.
The
Oh, I
first
know.
appearance of Loki.
What happens? What happens, Bill?
The first appearance of Loki.
It goes to his origin story, doesn't it? I think we've seen it. I think this is the one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, yeah. There's a Doctor Strange in there. First appearance of Dormammu. Yeah.
What story is that? What issue number and etc.? I don't know the answer. I'm asking you. What issue and
Okay, it's somewhere in the 120s.
Yeah,
right,
like
Kyle?
125.
Yeah.
of what? Strange Tales.
Strange Tales.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Strange Tales 125.
What happens next
I don't know.
in this comic?
The first appearance of Clea.
Monument for
A
Mortimer.
monument to Mortimer.
That's an Atlas story, I believe. That was from Atlas Comics, and that's not anybody in particular.
Unknown Worlds. Is that ACG?
So I don't know what it is. I don't know. I honestly don't know what it is. I was
It's
just
a
like,
time- it's a
"What's
timely-
happening?"
The Murdering Ghost.
Sounds
Wow.
like a
That's
Stan
like-
Lee written one.
Or
Just a
someone
com-
famous.
An anthology of different stories.
Oh,
Now
the
we've got
Return of the
Spider-Man
Green
story in there.
Goblin. What's that, number 16, Kyle?
17, I think.
17. I own the actual comic of that now. That's amazing.
Because he was in 14, and I think
I know he's
15
going to
to
show
16.
something even crazier in there. I know.
I don't know. I don't know what comes next. If anything different comes next.
Oh,
I
you
know.
don't? Okay. That's one hell of an issue, though.
So
Boy, that's the
pages.
whole story,
Four.
Kyle.
Fantastic Four with the Goblin in it. It's probably the same Spidey one, and that's the end. Look,
No, that's still the same one.
but
Same
this
issue.
is
Wow.
this is old. This is what? This is probably mid 60s, early 60s.
Yeah.
At the most, yeah.
And look at the bottom. That's pretty funny. I've just noticed that. Look what that says there.
Well, the
What does
Thor
it
issue
say?
came out in 62.
What
It
does
should
it say? I can't
Kirby
read
and
it.
Lieber.
You say
trying to
timely
get the
comics or
camera.
something?
Does it say adult comic?
Are you talking about the
Adult
Kirby
comic.
and Lieber?
Oh, adult comic. Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, adult comic.
That is a really cool comic with some really good old reprints in it, and I just
It's
thought
great,
that was
but why
wow,
would they
'cause I
call
just
it
thought
an
it was
adult
for Thor.
comic? Yeah,
Well,
that I
Well,
definitely want, and I did
that-
say it earlier. So if I need to prove it, I'm sure we can.
That Thor issue came out in 1962, so
Right.
all disputes will be
late-
resolved by the actual show being recorded of whoever said that's mine on the show.
You literally going to go back and watch them all,
now,
Darren.
granted,
Well,
the spike.
I don't know. It might be necessary because I think there could be some disputes, and there'll definitely be some frayed memories where people can't actually
Yeah,
remember. And I
That's
can't.
fine.
The
Yeah, that's fine.
Spidey 17 is like late 64, early 65, probably.
Yeah.
So you're getting.
But I
in
would
the
have thought that an early
mid-60s there.
reprint like this of an early Thor with a Doc Strange and a Spider-Man in it as well. That's
Yeah.
the kind of thing that makes Alan
I
Classic
mean, and
expensive.
the Doc
This is not Alan
Strange is
Classic,
like
Miller.
1964, so the earliest that could be is like mid 65.
Yeah.
I'd put the print date on that around 65 or 66.
But that was a cool one, I thought. Another £5 he says he owes me. Classic.
Classic. Emphasis on ass in classic.
Let me
I'm
see if I
kidding.
can find out anything about this Mystic. I may be able to.
I know I've got the Time Machine Classics upstairs, but I'm not going to fish out my Classics box.
So that Miller series of the Mystic started in 1961 and it finished in 1966.
Were
And
they
it had
monthlies?
66 issues in it, so it's probably one per month. So therefore, number 47 would have been 1965. 1965, yeah.
Yeah.
Have they got prices on there? Did it tell you what the price is for it?
It does if someone's selling one, but no one is, so there's no price.
Okay.
Right.
So it's several $1 million for sure.
That's another way to know just how rare it is. They're out there, but you can't find
Yeah.
people selling them. So there's
Yeah.
not many
Yeah.
of them.
Well, you know what, and I'll be honest with you, I feel so blessed by what I've gotten in this last 6 months or so that I'm going to be jovial with whatever happens. So if I get the ones I want, I get them. If I don't, you know,
I don't know. Bill, do you or Phil want to buy my Ghost Rider rarities?
I don't know. I do not know.
I mean, that may be the rarest Ghost Rider thing out there. Is that
I probably would pass, but Phil may not. Phil might want it. You know, let's
I
see
mean,
what
like I
Phil
said,
says.
there's provenance to it. There's Gary's business card. There's the actual form. Again, I've never seen another one in the wild. The only other copies I've seen were in Gary Friedrich's possession.
Mm. And he's
those
dead,
are
right?
two Mike Plug original art.
Isn't Gary dead?
Yeah, Gary died like 10 years ago now. Wow.
Yeah.
Like
Can we
7 years
go
ago.
back to Darren and World of Warcraft? So he said he was a Draenei and he was a woman, and he said the Draenei's skill is in healing. So basically, you've been cosplaying as a nurse for 3 months.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
A psychic
Did
nerd
you have a
or
little-
a
Did you wear a
mystical
little
nerd.
costume
Night
as
nurse.
well?
In your dreams. Oh dear.
Hello,
No,
nurse.
There's
But,
nothing. There's okay, so look, I don't want to start pulling boxes upstairs because that's what stopped me doing all these piles in the first
Good.
place. Because
no,
I was
keep them
putting
down
so
there,
much,
please.
every bit of energy I had went into doing all the various shows with you guys, and I ended up pulling
Yeah.
all the whole boxes from downstairs up into here and taking the whole of the next week to not take them downstairs again. So I ended up in a mess. But there are 2 boxes of something over there. I could show those.
Yeah,
That would be awesome.
Man.
Yeah, I don't want to put you out. It's just if they're
Grab
handy.
some comics, yeah, that's true. You did get a bit chaotic back in, but I think you were kind of proud to show them off, and you were happy to show them off as well, excited to show what new stuff you got. So you can't put it all on us.
Do you remember? This is another one from your piles already. Do you remember this one?
No, Colossal Comics. Got some
So
comics.
this was one I've managed to find out what it is as well.
That's cool.
Let me just blow my screen up.
That's got to be another reprint, isn't it?
To start with, look at how many pages there are.
And then 3 and 6. There won't be that for that much money. You won't have that much pages, really. Free sample lesson. Oh yeah, that's good condition.
This
the black
book,
and white. Yeah.
This reprints DC Comics.
Yeah.
And if this is the one I think it is it? Yes, it is. Look at the second comic that it is reprinting.
Nice.
Wow.
48 Jokers.
This is from Batman, about number 55.
Oh, it's an early one, blimey.
There's another in the same. Let's see. I did find another Batman. Let me just flick to it.
Is it just Batman and Superman, or is there some other characters as well?
Here we go. This is the other Batman. I'll answer your question in a minute. Great.
The Black Diamond.
And this is Batman about number 58.
Wow.
So this has got some seriously old reprints in it.
So Gray, what
hey,
song,
Bill, who wrote that Batman?
Bill Finger.
Bill Finger.
Hey, so Gray, speaking from a metal standpoint, what are we seeing when we see that Black Diamond? Ooh, Black Diamond.
King Diamond.
No,
I don't know that one. Is it? I know King Diamond.
No, Black Diamond was the song by Kiss.
Oh right, yeah, I'm not really. This is too hard rock for me. I'm into the heavier stuff.
Oh, well, I am too. I am too. They're like pop compared to what I like.
Kiss played my first gig that I went to. Captain Compass. Never heard of him.
Yep, I have.
Captain Compass. Is he out of an old detective? Is he a strip from the old detective comics?
Darren, what song am I really singing? When Captain Compass, dun 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 dun. Remember Captain Scarlet?
Yeah, that's Captain Scarlet. You get that straight away.
Yeah,
it's an easy
I
one.
love that song, dude.
Green Arrow. Yeah, cool.
Captain Scarlet is my absolute most favorite Jerry Anderson creation.
Daffy Doodle.
Daffy Doodle.
Daffy
Jimmy
and
Olsen,
Doodle.
100 pieces of kryptonite. That's got to be an early
Daffy
Jimmy Olsen as well,
and Doodle. They don't have a noodle between them.
Hey, Darren, while you're showing comics, I'm going to pick... Well,
Aquaman. Wow.
Darren, while you're showing comics, being an animal rights activist, what's your take on this stupid shit about them trying to get this city in Ohio shut down from eating cats and dogs? Isn't that about
I haven't even heard. Oh, that one.
Isn't that about the dumbest fucking thing you've ever heard?
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And,
well, the problem is, I mean, if I don't know, I mean, the Mexican immigrants, they can't take the dogs and cats. What the Chinese restaurant's going to serve?
So, that's so wrong. So
it's
here's
the Haitians, though. It's the Haitians.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
What is this, guys? What is this book?
I have no idea. Oh, it's World's Finest. Is what it looks like.
It's a Christmas book, right? It's just a Christmas bound together book, right?
This is number 12.
So was it a monthly compendium then of like?
It seems to be a compendium. I don't know how frequently it came out. What's the price? 3 shillings and 6pence. But this is not a British book. This is Australian.
Oh, Australian.
Yep.
Okay,
yep. That's what I want. Yep. I could tell.
That's Australian. And there's another one in the piles. So this is number 12, and there's a number 10, I think, or something. But this is in someone's pile.
The 3 shilling and 6pence puts it in the mid to late 60s too, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even with the size of it, that's pretty pricey.
Oh, so Kyle, what I keep trying to tell you and forget to tell you is, so J.D. Vance was on the CNN version of Meet the Press, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
And he totally admitted that he made that whole story up.
He made it up to draw attention.
Yeah, and he said,
"What a fucking idiot!"
I know, what a moron. I mean, it's
the guy's an embarrassment to my goddamn uniform. Everything
oh yeah.
There's a high likelihood you've seen this box before.
Aren't you guys
I don't
glad?
know.
Aren't you guys glad you live in Great Britain and not the United States this year?
Yeah.
Oh no. Mark's out 15 quid.
Aw. My new nickname for Mark is Quidmore. Quidmore. I like. I don't know. Quidmore sounds good. It sounds like Squigman, but I like Quidmore. Quidmore
Quidditch.
Oh, shit.
The Quidditch Quidwitch.
of Quidmore.
I'm going to plug my phone into the computer and it might cut me off. If it does, then I'll come back.
Okay.
We're still here, I think.
Yeah.
Where'd Mark? Where'd Darren go? No, I'm kidding. You're still there.
Right. So, as I said, I think maybe we've seen this before, but memories being what they are, you'll not remember. No lie.
Are you still with us, Nemo?
So
Wonder
if
my
this
mom's
if
still
this
peeing.
is nice. So
Oh,
if this
that's
is not a box
nice.
that we've claimed from already, we could add a whole load of new claims to the.
So is that color?
To make it
That's
difficult
color,
for you.
right?
Yeah, those are just
Darren,
those are
those are
just
color?
regular Pence variants.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, those are actually first prints, so
Yeah.
they're first off the line.
I think that this box has been gone through before. So I
Okay.
think claims have been made. But maybe
I've
the
got
same
that one.
people aren't on the show.
Yeah.
I probably
I-
wanted
I've had
those.
them, but they're
I'm
not
just
on,
wondering
they're
if
not
you're
on my
going to
list.
come out of the
I
reprint
don't-
run there.
I think Cobalt Man's part of the reprint, isn't it?
Huh?
Yeah, these are
That
reprints,
Cobalt
but
Man.
Yeah, all
these
of
are
them have been
reprints, but
reprints
they're
so
first
far.
run comics because they were reprints here.
67 through
Yeah.
93 are reprints.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
They're still
That's
cool.
so wild
but
to me. That's so wild that we
They're high grade.
people still bought them.
They are high grade. I think this is probably that collection I bought.
Oh, that's
the
gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know what these two boxes are doing up here because I thought I took everything down out of the way in order to process the piles. So
One
Like that.
got away. You must spend a fortune in bags and boards.
yeah, well, I've got I bought 30,000 bags and boards some time ago, and I remember that I've got
Oh,
more
those are
than
nice.
30,000 comics to bag and board. So I might have to choose the 40,000 to put on the shop first. But basically, all plans have gone to shit this year. All I've accomplished
That's
is
a
having my
huge
arse
issue
chopped
right
open
there.
and then going on the World of Warcraft.
I definitely want that.
That's a huge issue.
I definitely want that. That's
That's
beautiful.
in one of my original 97, but
That's a
not
pence.
Pence. Yeah, not a Pence one.
Fuck, I'm not putting anything else on piles. It's just going to start all over again.
Yeah, I'll never throw out the old piles first.
Unless you
me
pull
get
out a
these piles
mind bender, I ain't saying shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Yet again,
nice.
Still an important book.
Very important.
I did go to some other guy's house and bought a load of stuff, but this seems as if it's
The controller.
too high grade for him. So I don't think it's-
I freaking hate the controller because he looks so much like Thanos. He always throws me off at first.
Hey, Tempest is here.
Tempest, how you doing, buddy?
Tempest. Evening all.
I'm a little bummed you stopped with the X-Men. I was kind of hoping those would creep up a little higher in number.
I was hoping so too. Oh, look at that. I definitely want that if it's still up. Oh, that's great.
Why is that book in November? That's dated in November, right?
Jan.
January.
I thought it was November. I don't know. Oh, it's just oversized. Okay.
Yeah, that's an
oversized
That's actually
book.
an American version, Kyle.
Yeah, no, I thought that was one of the Marvel
that's
sterling
a
over
nice one.
DC
I have that.
25s.
I don't know where the hell I got these from.
Captain Savage and his Battlefield Raiders.
So you guys have seen the pictures on the group chat. Do I look like I could have fit in one of them comic books? Love that book. That's two from my 97 you pulled out. My original 97. That was my introduction to Black Widow. The issue before Neil Adams took over.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, next man.
That is insane that you can do that, Darren.
It's another magic trick.
Wing. Wing.
Is this the first one of Kazar?
That one was, but
That
this is
one, the
number
last
3.
one was.
Now, don't be getting all excited because I haven't got the one that matters.
Like that
Oh,
one.
yeah.
These
The
are in the
Hangman.
bizarre.
I just
Oh.
let go of my Werewolf by Night number 1. And my Mike Plug autograph. And my Frankenstein 1 through 3.
I don't know.
Have you seen Deadpool Wolverine yet?
Yeah.
No, and I'm dying to.
Do you know any spoilers, Bill?
Yeah, a few.
You know them all.
Yeah, I don't. You won't spoil it for me.
Gray, have you seen it or will you not see it?
At some point, eventually, I'm sure I'll see it.
Oh, that's
Some
Love
beautiful.
that cover.
Me too.
I said, "What the fuck?" in the middle of the cinema when a certain person appeared.
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
The Daywalker.
The
Oh, Blade.
Daywalker?
Blade.
Oh, Blade. Blade?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called the
Oh,
Daywalker,
yeah.
isn't he? In the films.
Hey,
It was-
look,
it was
hey,
totally unexpected.
Darren, pick that book back up. Pick that last one back up. Hold it a little closer. What is that on your left
look,
hand?
there's the cover.
Yeah,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
that's Journey
that's
into
the one that you
Mystery
showed me
84
ago.
right there.
The Mystic one, yeah.
Good spot. I'm sure maybe one or the other of you weren't here, but I know damn well we went through this box. But I'm wondering if Mark was here instead.
He does look
I
clear.
let go of all my Journey into Mysteries too.
I'm sure he was because
Yeah, I've
these
got
were
all those.
square-bound
So-
issues, and there's a bunch of them that ended up on a pile.
No.
And I reckon it was Mark's pile.
Yeah, it was.
So we did see it, but maybe Carl didn't see it.
Mm.
See what?
This box.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have gone after everything. Like I said, I always wanted to get my 97 back, but
Oh, that's
Aw.
a shame.
I'm not trying too hard. But yeah, you showed my introduction to Captain Marvel. You showed my introduction to
No, Tails.
the Inhumans and Black
Oh.
Widow.
I've had Marvel Tales before, but never in this condition.
These are early ones as well, aren't they?
Because these are hard to get because they're square-bound, and square-bound ones, well, they're tough. They're tough
And
to
they are
find,
the
but-
first reprints of those particular issues.
Yep.
They're all first reprints. They're all 1966, 67, and 68 reprints of those issues.
Marvel's Greatest Comics.
Where they
This
started
is-
reprinting the Fantastic Four.
I'm fairly sure that this is the auction, the stuff that came from auction.
Right.
Although,
Yeah, I'm glad
maybe not. I don't know. Maybe not, because I remember that some of the ones at auction, they had a price on the back, and I haven't seen a price on the back of them yet. Like a handwritten price.
Mm.
So maybe not. Oh, look, classic cover.
FF12.
Beautiful.
First meeting, but not the first fight. Took another year to do that.
In Avengers.
Yep. Love that cover.
Number 40.
Is that Dr. Doom or Iron Man there?
Very funny, very funny. Very
You know,
topical.
I do have to say, I was in the middle of the hall when that was revealed, and everyone was shitting their pants.
Yeah. What's the significance of the main reprinted book in that?
All winners. It's the first Nucleo, isn't it? Or uh, it sets up the birth of Nucleo. Didn't the wizard marry Miss America after that?
Yeah, but that's the first Marvel Heroes team up book. That's
Oh
the
yeah.
first. All winners 19 through 21 were the first Marvel crossover team up book.
It's a reprinted Daredevil 4, isn't it, that one? Is it
Well,
Daredevil 4 with the purple man?
That isn't
Yeah.
that isn't entirely true because Submariner and Captain America and Human Torch teamed up early on.
They had crossovers, but they didn't have a team.
Oh! I see.
There
what
were
you're saying.
crossovers, but never a team. I've got that Hulk book.
I've got that one.
I've got one Marvel Superheroes. It's from September 1969.
But yeah, All Winners 19 is the first timely superhero book or group book where they're actually a team, not just a crossover and stuff. They're actually a team.
Not easy to find a consecutive run of these, and this is, so that's like nice.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm only trying to pursue early DC and not early Marvel as well. That'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, the Marvel ones.
And that is when Iron Man and Daredevil were considered C-tier heroes.
Oh, I would say B tier.
They tried to get him out of D.
I'm currently reading through my Defenders run. I'm gonna make a video about how badly the covers lie. I've read 3 comics in a row, and the covers are just such lies to what's going on the inside. It's totally nefarious.
I've done it to Carl again.
Pants issues, you're killing me.
I've done it to Carl again, Gray.
I don't need him. I just want him. I don't need him, but I sure as shit want him. That's a decent book.
Well,
That's a great
the
book.
Avengers Defenders crossover start.
You could make an argument that no one needs any comic, but we want them all. They don't need them.
I'm sorry, I need them. I'll put it in the need category for myself.
It's not going to help you breathe.
All right, here's an easy question. The white furry guy is fighting. What was his original name in comics?
Oh,
Hulk.
Yep.
You asked this question every time we see him. You asked that question last time we saw that big comic.
Zemu was the original Hulk.
Mountain Marco. I hate that character. I think he's so stupid.
Nice.
He's only got normal human strength, hasn't he? He's only
But
like a
look,
bit stronger
there's Kane Marco, there's Flint Marco.
Oh, I like that one. I have that one.
Stan like that name. Stan like the name Marco, didn't he?
Yeah.
Flint Marco.
Who's the Chameleon's brother?
I wonder if he knew like someone called Marco,
Johnny Chameleon,
who was a thug, like some kind of thug.
Johnny Chameleon Jr. is his brother.
Someone who didn't like his
brother.
I know you're all going.
Raven the Hunter.
I know right now you're all going because I just put that in there with a corner fold, but I'll sort it another time. I ain't getting any worse.
The worst Amazing Spider-Man character of all time, the Kangaroo. His origin is just stupid. So I started living like a kangaroo in a pouch. What? Okay.
Yeah. You know what?
I need another fight on the body.
The schemer.
Becoming of the schemer. There were some really lame villains during this period. Not the Kingpin, mind you. He was great.
If he'd been the Mad Schemer, it'd be better. The Mad Tinker, or the Mad
Thinker.
Mad Thinker. That's it. Yeah.
Hey, and Bill, here's a question
and the Mad Tinker mixed up for a second there.
Yeah. And the Terrible Tinker.
Hey, Bill, what is the Kingpin?
What? Oh! It's that one
You're
pin,
holding it.
and it's that one pin that if you get it, everything else caves after it.
Well, sort of. It's pin number 1. It's the front pin.
Right.
It's
That's
the
what I
king
meant.
pin.
Yeah. That I was answering you. I just answered it in an awkward way.
Yeah.
I have that.
God damn, that's pretty.
That's not like
That's a
you.
really
Not
great.
like you.
Oh, that's a six
that-
pence or six pence. Yeah.
The Gibbon, the birth of the
Yeah,
Gibbon.
like 1972 there.
It's the Gibbon.
Getting real close to some pricey books.
The funky Gibbon, the funky
Yeah,
Gibbon.
but do you remember, Kyle, that I think this set came from auction, and all the pricey books that they knew of, they plucked
Well,
out and
not
sold
in there.
individually.
121, 122, 129.
Now, they didn't
That
know
Gibbon's
what
worth
every single book was because they're just a basic house clearance auction house that's not an expert
Yeah.
on comics.
Yeah.
But they
There's
still
still a
managed
few
to pluck a good
worth a
number
few.
of them.
They're all worth at least 30, 40 quid each anyway, still, aren't they?
Yeah, in this condition, they're really, really.
And
yeah,
you're going
nice
back
value.
in time now. You went
more.
Yeah,
forward, now you're
and
going
do you
back
remember as well when I was at the auction and I picked the books up? They were all in like boxes, like them big plastic boxy things, like you store clothes and stuff in. So I took comic boxes and I just picked them out and put them in a box, and then the next chunk and put them in the same box. So I've got chunks and then the previous chunk and then the previous chunk. So it comes out in a bit of a weird staggered order.
Yeah.
That's
And
a great
also
cover.
other people had been looking through these comics, moving them around, so it's like a half shuffled deck of cards.
Yeah. Hammerhead. You're lucky that only one of the
That's
comic books so far has ever turned corner, really.
That's insanely hard to get.
Yeah, I mean there
there
are other bits. Look on the back cover of that. There's some writing.
Yeah.
So they're not
That's
all
still in
perfect.
amazing shape.
Yeah, they're in good shape, and so I haven't seen any that I would go down as far as very good on yet, and I haven't seen any that I'd probably put at near mint yet. But I've seen a lot of fines and very fines.
Yeah. The Smasher.
It's like they sat in there with a dartboard with names on it. All right, create the disruptor, create the smasher.
Disruptor. Smasher, the Masher, the Basher, and the Crasher.
Shocker? Just different.
No, you know what it sounds like? I'm a smasher. I'm a basher. I'm a midnight thrasher.
Spidey.
And what's significant about that Hulk?
I don't know.
Yep, it's a robot. Greg got it. It's a robot from a previous issue.
It's a Hulk bot.
There was a guy on Facebook I saw, and I'm not,
Are you going to come up with the next issue?
I've been World of War. It's not there. I've been World of Warcrafting, so I've not been even looking at Facebook. So just in the last 2 days, when I deleted World of Warcraft, I looked on Facebook, and there was this guy selling Fantastic Four number 199, with no barcode, like an empty box, and like a star around the number. It was a Whitman variant.
Yeah.
Whitman? For Marvel?
Yeah, that came out of a Whitman bag. I've got one upstairs.
Well, if it was a Whitman variant, we'll see, but I don't know. But this guy was selling 1,000 copies of it.
That's a warehouse find.
Yeah.
And he was asked, someone else asked him, how did he get hold of them? And he said they were in a collection of 18,000 comics I bought.
Yeah, that's a Wisconsin warehouse mine. That's all that is.
But if they're in a Whitman bag,
they didn't get bagged. They just sat in a box at the printers, and they never got. Yeah, that's a warehouse mine.
But this was also in the UK.
But the guy, whoever got it to the UK, bought it out of a Wisconsin warehouse.
Let me just see.
That's easy enough to trace. It was in the Whitman warehouse. They never saw a bag, and they bought. That's a warehouse mine.
Yeah, but it seems like a rather lot to. I mean, it was shipping to the UK from America I think you'd have to have a better idea of what you were getting. You wouldn't just say, "Oh, I've got a
Well-
shipment of 10,000 comics," and it turns out
I mean,
1,000 of them all
if they're a warehouse find, except for a few top and bottom ones, they're all going to be in mint condition. They're going to be worth $5 to $10 each.
Is that
They
awesome?
pay for themselves in no time.
Great. Can you see my screen?
Not on new pop-up screen.
Yeah, there's been
Oh, yeah,
numerous Whitman warehouse finds. Like several people
Yeah, I'm
have
not
found them.
questioning that, but I just don't think that
Look at
someone
this.
would.
This is the
find them
same
from
guy.
over
This
here.
is the same
Seems
guy.
crazy.
Look what else he's got. Look.
Holy moly!
Yeah,
Can't see what that is.
yeah, those are warehouse
Count of Monte
finds.
Cristo, classic Marvel Classics comics.
Oh, blimey. Who'd want 74 of them?
So let me just see if I can find his other stuff. I don't know how to use Facebook, but let's try with. There it
They're
is.
still
Big
pulling
post.
warehouse
Look.
finds from the 40s. Yeah, that's the Whitman diamond and the whole bit. That's a warehouse find.
Yep.
They just never got the boxes open and bagged them up, and it just sat in a warehouse and got lost for 50 years.
He's even on this look. It says Fab 4, so he knows nothing about comics. Whoever's written that, Fabulous 4. It's the Beatles. It's about the Beatles.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have a question for you, Darren. Who were the prefab for?
Oh shit, I don't know.
The monkeys.
Pete Best.
The monkeys. No,
Oh.
because they were prefabricated to be like the Beatles, so they called them the prefab 4.
But yeah, that's just one of the Wisconsin warehouse.
Sing the
finds.
theme tune, Bill. Sing the theme tune.
Hey, Darren, here's another one. If you want,
people like monkey. Oh wow! I want it! 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 Please,
Darren, if you want
another,
friendly.
I love them. Isn't that weird that came up right when we? That's awesome.
That was a fun show back in the day.
It's a great show. And they were, and here's the thing: some of their music rivaled the Beatles, and it was stuff that they were writing themselves, and they put out, I think, up to 6 albums in the 2 years that the show was on the air, and then they put out another 6 albums after that.
Hey, Darren, here's something you can look up too, Darren. Another one of them Wisconsin warehouse finds. They found boxes of the pre-bagged books. A lot of the Dell and Gold Key stuff, they found boxes of them. They were bagged and packed to ship and never shipped, and they found boxes of them still bagged up together.
I have a feeling that I kept a stack of books there for the next time Bill came on, and he never did, and then I disappeared. Bill, have you ever seen this?
No.
Is that
I know it
something that you
exists.
would
I
want?
want it. But yeah, well, I've seen the mag. I haven't seen that issue. Oh, those are great. You know, he married her in real life. Tom Baker married what's her name?
Someone, and they made one of his assistants.
And then she divorced him and married Richard Dawkins.
Wow. Crazy.
You want these Bill on your pile?
Well,
yes,
we're on the
please.
Because these were, that's why I left them there for ages for showing you.
Yes, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. Oh, I like Pal. Pal's cool. That's kind of
I'm not sure if this was already on your pile or not.
It could have. Oh yeah, those were on my pile. Those were. I promise you. I'm not making that up. And I realize
you because I think that's why we put them there.
Yeah, it is. Oh, those are what's a bumper book?
Well, it's just an annual. It's like just means like a jumbo.
It's an annual. Okay.
Bumper just means big. It just means big.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fucking cool. Oh yes, please. Oh, that's great. I have some in there. I don't have that one. That's cool. That's the first year that he was the Doctor, 1970.
That's good. Right, they go on your pile then, because
Yay!
after I said I'm not adding anything more to the piles,
Since I've been doing theme songs all day, I'll have to go.
that she wants to.
Yeah, I'd love to get the first, I don't know, 30 issues of Doctor Who Weekly, because I used to have them as a kid, but I lost them in a house move. But one day,
No.
maybe. Maybe one day.
One day I'll find you.
They're a bit expensive now, aren't they? You probably get $10 an issue or something. Who knows how much they'll go for. Who knows? Maybe I'll get them again one. I remember stories still from the issues. That one that they did on the TV show recently, the Star Beast. That was in the first few issues of Doctor Who Weekly.
This annual bill.
Uh-oh. Yes.
That's effectively an annual.
Right.
Super DC, right?
Right.
That's the annual that goes with this set of comics.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Those are great. I'd love
And
those
this
too,
was-
please. I would love those.
They're on somebody's pile. I don't know who. We've
I
already
think
done
it's
it.
mine. I really do think it's mine. And you know, if Mark has any problem with any of the things I want, I will make him a deal to make him happy. So, oh, those are beautiful.
That was got a
Those-
time corner in it.
Those are, yeah.
So those are all on a pile anyway. They've already been listed, but that annual was there. I think that was already on your pile as well, Bill.
I
So
believe so, my friend.
I think
Thank
that was all
you.
yours. You might even have seen those mags. I'm not sure.
Yay! I had a bunch of horror comics too. I don't think you had horror annuals, but I had some horror comics in there.
I think all the horror comics were mine.
Shut up.
Right, let us continue where
No,
we left
my
off.
stream. I can mute you, but you can't mute me.
What?
Sinister Six. Oh, it's the annual, is it? Not the original.
Number
That's the
six.
reprint of Annual 1.
Is it a reprint?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
reprint of Annual 1.
I have a really nice annual one now.
A really great place for the Thorpe and Porter import stamp. Look, do you see it?
That's
right on the-
fantastic. That's
right on
great.
the
Yeah, but
impact.
no one would know where to look for it.
They did that all the time. Apparently, something says "Where is Rocking Horse?"
What's rare as Rocking Horse?
That's one of the worst Hulk covers ever.
Maybe the annual.
Herb Trimpe.
Oh, the
I wonder
annual
what
could be.
Rocking Horse is.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I think
But that annual is in superb condition.
Oh, it is.
Superb.
It sure is.
Oh, this is a badly knackered Hulk. Heavily water stained.
Who wrote
Well,
that book,
Atom.
Bill?
What's that?
Sciarella.
Who wrote that book?
Harlan Ellison.
Yep, pretty impressive.
Thanks.
The inheritor.
I don't even know how I know that. I mean, I knew it, but it just popped out. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
First appearance of the Wendigo.
precursor.
Isn't that the first appearance of Wendigo?
If it's 162, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Hey,
Captain
comic
Omen. Who
collector.
the fuck is that? Comic Collector. Hey, what's up, Comic Collector?
Aquan.
I am Aquan, son of Fakwan.
Farquaad?
I just
Is
made
it the
that up.
Great Prophet Farquaad
Zax.
or something?
Zax is my granddaughter's favorite word now. Zax. Sergeant Furry and his Howling Commandos.
Oh,
Before General Ross was the Red Hulk, he was Zax for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah.
he was Zax?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
And who played Zax in the movie?
Nobody.
Movie.
Nick Nolte.
No.
It was
Nick
Zax.
Nick Nolte was Absorbing Man.
Bondage cover.
Well, they made him, he's a cross between Absorbing Man, Zax,
Where's
and
Mark?
something else. Hello, Mark.
Mark.
How's
Hey,
Germany?
Mark.
I
How
couldn't
many
go any
comics?
longer.
How many bottles of wine you had?
Guillermo del Toro, thank you for joining us tonight.
It's a pleasure.
Where are you tonight?
I'm in Trier in Germany.
Germany.
Have you been cycling all day?
He's hanging out on Lake Kyle.
Yeah.
Even though it's pronounced Kill, right?
Yeah,
Kill.
we saw the river.
Well,
we
that's
saw the river
interesting. We
Kyle.
always want to kill you, so that makes sense. I kid. It's just your poetry we want to kill, not you.
We have lured him out of hiding with these books.
I knew he'd show up. Yeah.
Darren, I've missed you.
What time is it over there?
11:05.
Oh wow! So it's later than the UK by an hour.
Yeah, you're an hour ahead of me.
I can't remember showing these before. Mark, you've maybe seen the first half of the box, but I don't think we got this deep into the box.
I don't think we did. I don't remember these.
I love that
very
blue
nice
on that cover.
I've got quite a good collection of Sergeant Fury in.
Tonight's episode, The Devil's Disciple.
Hey, it's a piss yellow cover.
One for Matilda.
I like the blue on that last
tonight's
one.
Tonight's episode, Waltzing Matilda.
Did you see the beginning of the show, Mark, where Darren admitted to us why he wasn't coming on the show for 3 months?
No.
He's been cosplaying as a nurse for 3 months, apparently.
In Warhammer?
Or something like that.
Okay. So he's been absorbed by World of Warcraft. He's been
right, and now he's deleted it, so he's back.
he's in the cult.
He broke the spell of the necromancer.
Basically, we were blown out for a bunch of orcs.
Yeah. Afraid so well you are a bunch of fucking orcs.
He's probably been playing with my son, who's also a World of Warcraft player. So yeah.
Okay.
You must control his time. It's a life destroyer.
Hey, Mark, did you hear my spiel about why I'm grateful for comics this week?
I haven't seen it, Kyle. Where was it?
No, I just said it on here earlier, but I'm grateful for comics this week because they're repairing my kitchen ceiling and we're getting we had to upsize the granddaughter's car seat because she's outgrown it. So it got a new car seat for our granddaughter and helped our ceiling.
And he paid for it with comics.
I'm very grateful for that.
Look at that. If I catch the light right, look how nice these covers actually are.
They're really nice.
Those are really nice.
Well, it's because they were the first 5% printed. No shit. I mean,
yeah,
no, what I'm saying is that these are, look how white the back is and everything.
They're amazing.
Gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
That is amazing.
They're straight off the top. That's why.
Who
taught me that? Mark did. Mark taught me. I hope you're underneath me on everybody else's. Okay.
I mean, that one's caught it because at some point that's been folded over. Look,
I love that blue on that cover, though. That blue.
That's a nice blue. Again, first 5%. Oh, that's nice. But that's an American version.
What issue number is that?
94. One of them around there is Agatha Harkness.
Yeah, that's the key issue.
Is that the Agatha Harkness one?
Yes, that's the Agatha Harkness issue. That's the first Agatha Harkness.
Which that premieres in just a couple hours, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
You hang on to that one, Darren. You can get a few quid for that.
Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for another theme song?
It goes up and down.
It was Agatha all along. Okay, thank you.
Agatha on my schlong.
I reckon there's a spike leading up to these shows, and then as soon as
Bill's theme song singing and bloody Kyle's poetry, it's like, you know, I mean,
trigger for Kyle.
Yeah, we have to decide between Kyle's poetry and Bill's singing, which is the worst.
What you need to get is the green issue to pair that up with.
I knew he'd say it.
The trouble is with their artistic talents, they both have like feelings of adequacy, which are highly improbable.
I know.
And
both Kyle and Bill feel they are very good at what they do.
I can actually sing, by the way.
Yeah,
Kyle cannot actually write poetry, but I can sing.
I've won awards for poetry.
That's a good
I've been
one.
the lead singer of a band, so I'm gonna hold on.
Well, me too. I have
can't do
too.
it anymore. Hey, I
I
wrote
was
a good.
I was in a band. I was in a band called the Jetsons in college.
I wrote a nice poem the other day. It just wasn't a good subject.
Carl can do poetry if he tries, and Bill can sing if he tries.
I've been published on 4 continents, for fuck's
The
sake. Yeah, I
Monster's
can write
Secret.
poetry.
Some publications take anybody, Carl.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice retelling of their origin.
What is that? 122?
126.
126.
126.
Man, these are gorgeous.
Being fights alone.
That's
What's he
missing.
fighting there? Is that a blinking whale?
I love that blue. That blue they were using back then was great.
Oh, and the reds. Oh.
And these
Open that one. Oh, Darren, open that one to the middle.
Oh, yeah, there's something on the middle.
Yeah,
Hey.
they have a glossy insert, and they've never explained why they did it, but they have a glossy insert that was never in any other Marvel comic, and look how great it looks. It's all their villains.
That's nice. Never seen that before.
Isn't that nice?
That's
Yeah, that's a very important. That's a very important issue.
We use it only in Fantastic Four that month, but none of the
it was
other Marvel
only in the Fantastic Four. Look at that.
Which issue is that?
John Buscema.
Which issue is that?
136, is it? 128. 128.
Wow. I've never seen that before.
Isn't that interesting?
When I first looked at it, I thought it was a one of those jewelers ads, but no, it's not at all.
Yeah.
It's just
Mark,
cool.
Mark, if you ever want to know what colors they're using for that, you know the exact colors.
Well,
I've the exact colors they use for all those.
Okay, yeah, I totally do.
You have a breakdown of those Daredevil pages that shows you the exact yellow they used, the exact blue they used, the exact red they used.
So, how long was you cycling today for, Mark? Are you saddle sore yet?
These are great. Omega.
Well, these old Fantastic Four, in theory, will be in demand next year.
That's a big issue.
Yeah.
Is it?
That's her first appearance, isn't it?
Thunder.
Hey, have you fellas
either first or second?
Have you fellas seen what the Thing's gonna look like in the movie?
I saw some
images. He looks really, really, really good.
Yeah.
He looks like the Kirby Thing.
I've got that one as well.
Well, they showed him in a suit, but they said that they were going to be doing like all that CGI over the top of the suit.
Right, but well, what they did was they had the guy a stand-in for the actor, and they put a mask on him that looks like it'll look like after CGI, so they'll be able to react. It's pretty interesting. Oh, Miracle
Man! So they're making a new Fantastic Four movie then, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're filming it right now, right down the road from you.
And I have faith that this team of like the production team, the production company, that they'll get it right. I genuinely have faith.
They will.
And Graham, they are literally filming that down the road from you.
Yeah, what, Pinewood or something?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's where they had to fly into San Diego from London and flew back to London. They're in Pinewood right now.
Oh, that's interesting.
They're filming that right now.
I love that
cover.
Got
that, Angel. That has got some really daft blinking stuff in it, that comic. It's like Namor's using like shark missiles or something ridiculous like that. I can't remember what it was now. It's something totally, Atlantean daft science.
Can you believe?
Just like, wow, that's mind-blowingly dumb.
That's Cap's first annual, and that's 1976. It took till 76 to have his first annual.
No, it's not 76. It's earlier than that.
No, that's 76.
Can you crack that open real quick, Darren?
On that Cap Cap annual. It's 76.
I think it's 72.
The kids are fighting
1970.
again.
1970.
The Cap comic?
We were both wrong.
The problem you've got with
1970.
all these
That's not. You
is
sure?
they are all
I'm
really
100%
high
sure.
grade.
They are
grade.
nice, right, Mark?
So when you try and sell them, you've got to sell them at a really high price because these are really fantastically high grade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, okay. So what I'll do is I always use Silver Acre as the guideline for my starting price. So whatever he's got it at, that's what I'll sell it at. Because I know that he's slightly high priced and I'm a slightly better grader.
Right. Yeah.
So on average,
good.
I'll get it the right full price.
That's excellent.
Soda.
I am soda.
You've got to start
Not
high
the man
because
of
you
the atom.
can always bring the price down if they're not selling, but you can't put it back up if they've already sold.
No.
Right.
No, you need to start high on these because they're fantastically high grade.
Well, these are all came from that auction. And what I did when I told the story way back when it happened, but I sat there for 6 hours and I went through every book and I was like, okay, this one, realistically, I would grade that as probably somewhere between a fine and a very fine for the shop.
Yeah.
So for the purposes of bidding, I'll say it's very good. And I'll value it very good.
Yeah.
So that gave me a 2 to 3 times margin of error.
Yeah, that's what I do. Exactly what I do.
Have a guess where I was flipping through comic books today.
Where?
Yeah, where I was flipping through comic books.
Oh, well, you told me the story. I know this.
Well, you
no, it was underneath Waterloo Bridge.
Oh, nice.
You didn't tell me that story.
What, with all the homeless people?
Is that the first Serpent Squad?
There's a big load of tables with books set up on it, and there's a couple
Kyle,
of
first Serpent Squad
on there. So I'm under the bridge.
147.
And did you find anything, Gray?
No, I guess a second.
That's an early Serpent Squad though, and they're going to be in the new Cat movie.
But what did I say?
Queen of the Werewolves.
Did you find anything underneath Waterloo Bridge, Gray?
There was a fly annual that I needed from the Impact line. I think I needed it. And they wanted a $5 for it, and I was like, nah, I can't be bothered. I'll probably find it for £2 at some point. Everything else there was crap.
That one is
up at all.
I mean, that one's going to go on the shop at very fine, but some people would call that near mint. They're just beauties, absolute beauties. And they survived having people, right? So this was a guy who died, and the auction company went to house clear his house. So it survived the house clearance, putting them in stupid big plastic open boxes.
Yeah.
Transporting them to the auction house, putting them on tables and letting people rifle through them.
Yeah.
They've survived all that, and they've still come out with near mint, some of them.
That's nice. The
That's
Tumbler.
unbelievable.
Now that's a stupid character.
Yeah,
them black covers.
What do you do? I tumble. And what's his theme song? I'll tumble for you. Sorry.
Thanks, Bill.
Anytime. I never get a chance to sing Boy George. Nor do I ever want to. But do you remember? There was a Robin Williams joke that Culture Club accidentally gets booked in a country western club, and they come in and they go, "Do you really want to hurt me?" And the rednecks watching go, "Yes, we really do."
Craziest show I've ever seen in my life. I saw the Tubes at a country and western bar.
That's funny. The Tubes. That's a good.
Who did that artwork?
Barry Windsor Smith.
Yep. Yeah, he came out as Quaalude, and that was one of the funniest fucking things I've ever seen in my life.
Well,
bunch of rednecks
Fee Waybill is an amazing performer. Apparently, they're going on tour again.
Yeah, Fee will go till he dies. Fee and Prairie will go till they die.
Oh, those are nice.
Why are you screaming this time?
I just want that, but it's just
It's
No.
gorgeous. I'll tell you that.
I just want it. It's just a cool book. And that. The Way the World Ends.
That's a nice cover. That's a nice, like, the whole proportions and perspective and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The clean bit at the bottom, this circle thing, that makes it, sets it out well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
These sure are pretty.
That, on the other hand, is a complete mess.
Beast Brood.
It's busy. I say that for it.
Too much going on there.
I don't mind it. Bit of cover chaos. A traitor stalks among
A
us.
bondage cover. We're going to see him in a TV show soon.
The Grim Reaper?
Yeah.
In
that
what? Agatha?
Wonder Man.
Wonder Man
show, I assume.
Oh, because he's his brother. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eric.
Checkmate.
Yeah,
Eric
I don't even remember the actor they cast as him, but they've already got him IMDb'd, so. The most ridiculous thing ever. What does Hawkeye do there?
Snaps his bow by looks of it.
But what's he do in that issue?
I don't know.
It becomes Goliath.
He goes back in the Old West.
Ah. Is that when he hooks up with Rawhide Kid?
Yeah, he goes back in the Old West for that.
That's so stupid. It's a Gil Kane cover.
One of the few X-Men's that came out during their reprint times, but it was a new story.
That's got a huge fold. Can you see it down there? Following my finger.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh yeah. I have to get the iron out on that one.
I don't think it can be saved. It's a color breaker.
The end of it. Oh, that's a gorgeous cover. I don't remember that cover looking that good.
Your young men shall slay.
Look at the red on his face. You want to know how those are first off the line? Look at the red on his face.
Oh, hell yeah.
There is not an American comic book that has the Vision's face that red.
You're right.
That
No,
was
you're
probably one of
absolutely
the
right.
first 100 off the line. That was
yeah.
The Night of the Swordsman.
Whoops.
That red's redder than the baboon's ass.
Great.
Yeah, the colors just pop on those books.
I mean, Darren, these are all original owner. Bought off the stand, put into a box.
Yeah,
look at that red, Kyle.
You never see them like this.
I don't think he's even read them because there's no. Oh well, this one has got a few sort of. You know when people read them and they hold them like that and they put their thumb in, and that gives a kink, even if it's non-color breaking. A lot of them haven't got any of that down the spine. So, and also the other one is when people open the page and they have their thumb here and they can do that, it just creates a little V mark there, really faint. But I'm not seeing too many of those either.
Interesting.
When I read a book, comic, I just basically lay it on my hand like that. There's my hand. I just lay it. That's it. And actually, I also try to curl my fingers like this so that it's my nails that support the book to avoid any grease from fingers going on there.
Hey, Darren, that's how I hold ass. So
well, that avoids getting any grease on the ass. It's a good idea. Oh, Gray, in the last 3 months, I've read a 100 consecutive run of 2000 AD.
Isn't that cool? Nice.
From about
from
number
1 to 100?
No, from about number 650 to about 750.
Oh, okay.
And I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all. It's
those later ones.
Those later ones
got rubbish.
They are rubbish, but they're also anticlimactic on the whole. So they set up a story and then nothing happens and then it's ended all of a sudden.
Well, it's never good to be anticlimactic on the whole. Even though being climactic on the small of the back works.
This is the last one in the box.
Kyle, check your poetry.
Yeah.
Mark, with you being late to the
Check your
show,
jokes.
maybe you didn't see the intro.
What's going on? Have you cleared the shelves?
He started. He made a list. He's made the list.
Yeah, the piles.
Oh my God.
They're in production now.
Oh my God.
Today I've done an Excel list of everything apart from 3 piles of Marvel and DC.
Oh my
So
God.
in about a month's time, you'll get a.
I'm going to get a bill. I'm going to get an
bill,
invoice, aren't I?
Then you'll have to leave the country. So, look, right.
I'm gonna make it worth your while to let me get what I want, Mark. I already told them that.
Quit the game. Quit the game. I tell you what, I was dreaming at night about World of Warcraft, like battles, fighting bosses and stuff. And after I deleted the game for 3 or 4 nights, I woke up dreaming of the game. Last night, I woke up dreaming of comics. So I know I'm cured.
Good.
You know what? I play a lot of solitaire, and I literally dream of solitaire when I'm asleep.
We needed to drive up to Doncaster and do an intervention. Because,
yeah, it was getting there. It was getting there. Right, hold on a minute.
Are you falling over, Carl, or are you just resting your back?
Trying to pop my back and my neck, but that ain't working. I'm having too much fun.
Position. Yeah, I noticed you in a different position. I wasn't sure if you slumped down there or if you did that on purpose.
What a great way to do an hour-long show, huh?
I think Bill's fainted as well. Oh no, there he is. He's back again.
Yeah, I'm trying to charge my phone, and so I have to have it at a certain angle.
Is that why we're seeing?
If we have any viewers, we should have a vote about who looks the most ugly at this stage.
5 viewers.
I would probably win.
I win.
We're on to the other audience
I'm
now.
in the dark, so I can't be seen so well.
Oh, look at that.
That's nice.
Is that an issue or an annual?
These definitely did not come from the auction because the auction did not have DC in it. So, not sure where I got these from.
Oh, I remember where you got those from. I lent them to you, and you was going to send them back.
That's it, Ray. That was exactly it. Yeah. Oh, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, that's all right, mate. Have you finished reading them?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. But I just need to cut a few panels out because I'm making a collage. After I cut them up, you can have them back.
As soon as he cuts out the Marvel value stamp.
That was a good one. I thought we'd seen these before.
I reckon these came from. There was a guy in some seaside place, and I went to have a look, and he had about, I don't know.
Oh, look at that!
Between 5 and 20 of everything DC from this period. I think he had.
It's a Neil
This
Adams.
is my best friend that I spend the most time with.
That's the first Lazarus pick that issue, I believe.
I think that's where these came from.
These are just incredible.
Do you put that in the freezer, Kyle?
Well, you know what, Mark, is that they're not actually. That's a big scratch.
Oh, okay. No, that's
quite a lot of corner folding there on many pages. So they might look it. The front's okay, but the back's got a bit. And this guy, if I've got the Bible,
I'll give you a quid for it.
I think it's a typical earlier one of his earlier ones, and not
Moon of the Wolf.
Later ones get a bit better.
Am I having deja vu? I think I'm having deja vu.
Why, have you seen these before?
No, I just think we're all together.
You guys ever seen Werewolves in London?
Showing great comics.
How?
Long show.
Oh, look at the back cover on that one.
That's a good cover. That's great. I think I've got that one.
I think I've got that one too.
Yeah, I've got that one. It's not as in good condition as yours.
Is this not one that you showed on that quiz you did, Mark?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably.
Is there another similar one to that? Because I've seen boy annual where he's holding up a big weight like that with pictures on him. I don't remember it going over to the back cover though.
I remember one being on the back cover that Mark showed in the quiz that he did, where we had to name all the women on the cover. But maybe it was not that one. Maybe it was another one.
It's not that one.
Yeah,
Mutiny of the Damned.
I know that one I've got. Sorry, it's the one after I need, and that's going to be on the Clink Comics on Location video when it comes out soon. That's the one I need.
Nick Carty cover.
187, is it?
187, yeah.
Yeah. I was looking it up today.
And my
Yeah.
cop friend I talked about earlier, who retired after 25 years on the service, his name's Klinkowski, and everybody called him Clink. He was Sergeant Clink, a cop named Clink.
Not Colonel Clink?
No.
Hogan.
I know nothing.
I mean, Superboy sells for nothing. You can't get anything for these.
Yeah, I'll give him for him.
That sounds like you're going to follow with an offer of about 50p each.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
exactly.
A lot of those I've already got, but I'm always buying Superboy, and they don't go for
you always know they're low value.
Hey, look, it's
if
Cocaine
Greyman
Bear
tells you he's got a number.
He's got that bear by the balls.
Yeah.
No
wonder he's perturbed.
As an internet shop owner, what happens sometimes is that these sets that sit there and they never sell forever, and you're thinking, Jesus, why the hell have I got them? All of a sudden, some collector somewhere starts that set, and he just goes bang, 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 and gets one of these.
Yeah. No, I mean, these are really nice, but they're not high priced. So you put these up on your. These are the type of things that will sell really well. If you price these at fair market value, they'll sell.
But they go up in price as soon as the Legion run starts. Right?
Well,
that's what I think.
Is, with the optimistic head on, Bill, yes, I would agree. But in the realistic world, it just doesn't happen. It tends to be the one issue that the first appearance of whoever goes up, and the rest a minor, slight increase of interest, not value.
What number is that one?
That was 165.
I mean, DC Comics do not get affected as much by film and television spec as Marvel.
But we'll see what the new DC Universe bloke does.
Well, we'll see what happens. I've got lots of Creature Commandos.
There's a guy who just got in touch with me, and when he does, he says, I'm going to start this set. And he got in touch with me and he said, I'm starting Jonah Hex. Have you got any?
Yeah.
Western.
Got them all, mate. Got them all.
You've shown everyone in multiples right up till issue 10.
Yeah, but that was no, that was Weird Western Tales, wasn't it?
All-Star Western. Yeah, you've got like all of them.
All-Star Western. Yeah.
You got the early ones. You got the later ones. You just don't have 10.
But he's talking about Jonah Hex, not the All-Star Western. He's talking about Jonah Hex.
The Jonah Hex series that came out.
Jonah Hex series. And I'm not sure whether Frank Dobson had many of those.
Well, he got the All-Star Western 10 where he
I didn't realise there was another one of those when he's running with Wolves. I literally read a Running with Wolves Superboy cover earlier today. Where is it?
What are you drinking, Mark?
I'm drinking ginger ale.
No alcohol?
With a bit of gin in it, mate.
Okay, mate.
Oh, yeah, that's the same one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like...
Isn't that the same one, Gray?
No, it's different. You also got like Ice Wolf.
You found me out, Bill.
It's like a throwback to it.
Oh, yeah,
Mark,
so it is
I want you to get some. I want you to get some famous grouse sometime.
I think there's a Lois Lane one.
I like famous grouse.
Yeah, it's Scotch that's taken from the top 3 distilleries in Scotland, and they put it all together, and you can get a great big bottle here for $29, and it's some of the best Scotch I've ever had.
It's not bad. It's okay. It's a good blend.
It's really good.
Hey, does that start the Batman team-ups?
I hope you're not driving home, Bill.
Old 82.
What's that?
Oh, 82. No, that was later because like 67 or something, it starts the Batman.
Oh, I've just picked up a load of early Aquamans, which I'm really excited.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's awesome. Like the Ramona Fredone stuff?
Yeah, really early.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah,
that's freaking awesome. Oh, those are beautiful. I love that.
Let me while I've got you two here, let me just pull something that's in the piles. And I as I was listing it today, I thought, geez, they're nice.
You know what people say here when they want me to put something in their pile to hold for them to buy, they call it the Kyle pile because they've all watched our show and put it in the Kyle pile. So even if their name isn't Kyle, which none of them are, they always say, put it in the Kyle pile.
Is the whole of the USA saying that now?
Yeah, well, all my customers because they watch our show. So
now these
put
are
it in
already,
the Kyle pile.
Put it in the Kyle
these are
pile.
already in Mark's pile, but Bill wants them. So you two might have to have a fight.
Okay.
Or split them or do whatever. But these are...
I'll do whatever. I want to be nice.
Hey, if they pillow fight naked live on the stream...
Oh, no, these are in my pile, mate.
Okay, I will tell you something.
These are in my pile. Don't have any dispute about this.
So here's what happened. I claimed these on a week you weren't there. And
sure?
I still want them. And if you let me get them and you're pleasant about it, I will do something very nice for you. But I do really want those. But I want to be fair.
I want to see you guys pillow fight naked.
I'm not going to pillow fight naked with them. I will.
I mean, these are they're just like. I mean, these are unique.
They're beautiful. But you know what? I've wanted these for years, and this is the first opportunity I've ever had.
They 2 pages on each page.
Look at the bottom. It says P. Cresswell, right?
Yeah.
Nearly all of these have got P. Cresswell on them. So this was held at a supermarket for P. Cresswell, I think. Now, these are really old, but look at the condition of the spine.
Amazing.
Jesus.
The staples in general are really nice, not rusty.
I mean, you're talking early 50s, early 1950s.
On every page down inside.
Inside.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
As you said, they're basically 2 pages per page.
They're gorgeous.
So that's 4 pages.
You will never find these. These are completely one-off. They are just really rare.
God, I want these so bad.
The P. Cresswell.
And that is amazing.
Check out the wagon.
You know, ironically, he calls that the P. Cresswell collection, but if you had that authenticated, that's exactly what they'd be called. If they were to get it.
Those, I don't know where they came from. They're just amazing.
I know where they came from.
They're Australian.
Where they come from?
Are they? Could they be Australian?
These came from the Frank Dobson collection.
Right.
Well, they're unique. They're unique. I collect this type of stuff, and I've never seen these before.
Do you know what these are and why you've never seen them, Mark?
Why?
They're Australian.
Okay, that's why I've never seen them.
No, and that's what
these are Australian reprints.
See, here's what happened. Book Palace is a famous comic store in Australia, and they have a lot of these completely the entire issues up to where you can read them. And I fell in love with these about probably 15 years ago, but I've never had an opportunity to buy them. That's why I want to. But Mark, if you and I can come to some kind of agreement, I will buy the ones that you get for you, and if you let me get a bunch of these, and I'll work out something with you. But I've got a little extra money right now, so I would be happy to work something out with you.
Okay,
you get half, Darren, and I get half.
You need to put these aside for Bill and me, and we'll.
They're already aside. But they were already in your pile, Mark. In your pile.
Yeah.
You were not there the day that I first showed these, and Bill definitely did show interest in them. But I only put one of them, I think, in his pile, and I might have put one in Kyle's pile as well. And then I showed them later on when you came back. I said, Mark, I want to show you these, and I showed you these, and you said instantly, I'll take them all.
Yeah.
I said I've already claimed them, but I'm going to be nice about the whole. I love you guys. I will not. I'll do whatever makes everybody happy.
Well, look, the first thing is both of you might say no to them once you realize how much I'm charging you.
Well, that's very true. Yeah, you're a complete bastard, Darren. So, yeah.
These are going to be in the region of £30 to £40 each.
Yeah.
If there's one or two shittier ones, they'll be a tenner. But these are so good condition. They are rare as rocking horse shit in the UK and the States because they're Australian. And even in Australia, they're rare. And in this condition, they're really rare.
I will pay that. I have no problem paying that.
Oh, look at that one.
Isn't that gorgeous?
These are beautiful. This one's got a bit of foxing on. Look, can you see it?
Oh, that's weird as hell.
And a little
Where the hell did you get these? Where the hell did you get these?
From that Frank Dobson collection.
Frank Dobson. Just Frank Dobson. They were just in a
the biggest Australian collector of all time.
Yeah, when he went to Australia, he lived in Australia for a couple of years, didn't he?
He emigrated to Australia and then some years later came back again.
Yeah.
And that's where a lot of those other stuff came from.
I mean,
so the one I really want is the one with Triangle Man on the cover, which I'm pretty sure you have.
There's actually about 3 different sets here. There's Captain Marvel Jr., something like Captain Marvel Adventures, and then Marvel Family.
Marvel Family, yeah.
2 are rough ones in Australia.
How much are they going for, Tempest? How much are they going for on eBay? 2 are rough ones in Australia. So there's not,
and those are gorgeous.
That confirms the rareness that you're talking about.
Oh, I love that one.
Now, then we got this one, which is a bit rough.
Oh, wow.
So that one, look, that one's a rougher one. Look at the spine.
Yeah.
So this one, I would say maybe 10 to 15 quid in that condition. But then this one is, again, this one's exceptionally rough.
Oh, that's gorgeous, though, isn't it?
Classic cover.
So that one's got a real big.
Isn't that the cover to issue 1?
Tempest, go away. Tempest, go away.
I need to go higher.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the cover of Marvel Family 1 on that.
Are you sure that Australia one's not $80?
It's not.
That'd be $80
it's not, Kyle.
in Australia.
The other thing is, some of these are consecutive.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them are consecutive. So you might find there's a run of 10 to 15, maybe with only 1 or 2 missing issues, and then a couple of others are standalone. So look, as far as I'm concerned, I don't mind who has them. If you're both really keen on them, you'll have to figure it out between yourselves. It might be fair to sort of say, well, you have that run, I'll have that run, and so on, split a few.
I will do whatever Mark is comfortable with, I will do.
So, Darren, just send me the prices, and then Bill and I will sort it out.
Well, what we'll do is, right, I've actually made some progress making a list now. So let me just show you, Mark. Let me just open the file. Oh, it's already open. Hold on. Right, how do you do this thing? Here we go. Present. Does this come up?
You will do in a minute.
Because I have a really good collection of L. Miller, Captain Marvel UK.
Oh, do you really?
Is this? Can you see this spreadsheet?
Oh yeah, wow.
Right, so basically what we've got is publisher in column B, title in column C, issue number column D, and a grade in column E.
Yeah.
You see that most of them do not have a price filled in yet, and I've got to guess about who it was for, and where I've got evidence of which show it is, I've got the show number, Weekly Geekly number 67. Right, so basically that's all the short box stuff. So that's all Marvel and DC stuff down there. And then there's a load of Marvel UK stuff that Kyle wanted, I think. Then all the Alan Class stuff, absolute mountains of Alan Class between you all.
Great.
Then some oversized stuff like magazines and books and stuff. And I've tried to make notes where it will help. And there, look, here's the Marvel Family and the stuff I've just been showing you.
Oh, wow, those are great.
So you can see the issue numbers and so on. In fact, yeah, look, which one's this one? This is cool. This is a cool one. Number 24, Marvel Adventures. Let me find that one.
Holiday reprint, bottom staple missing, amateur stitch repair.
Oh, is it going to? Oh, here we are. Is that it? Yeah, I found it. Right, it's really cool. Right, let me switch back onto the. So you can see right now that basically, if I highlight that column C, you can see it says count 404. So it's counted everything with an entry. So there's 403 comics already listed, and there's a stack still of stuff to do. So I reckon there's going to be another 300 to add. So I think it's going to be 700 in total in the combined list. And then once I have that list, there's a couple of ways forward we can go. Well, first off, I need to grade and price the stuff, and then we need to figure out whose pile each of these things were on, which is either done by we'll have a show with all of us on it, and we go through them one by one, and you can all go, that was mine, that was mine, that was mine. Or I can sit there watching every show I've ever done, whizzing through the bits where you guys are doing stuff, and then coming just watching the bits I do, so I can get the claims right.
I have a suggestion.
First one might be better for you.
When Mark gets back home, when do you get back home, Mark?
Look at the
when do you get back home?
Yeah.
When do you get back home?
About 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, when Mark gets back home and he has the time, he and I and you just do a group chat, and we go through it, and we just decide between the two of us if that's fine with Mark.
Easy. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that would be the easiest way to do it. So that way, no muss, no
Can
fuss.
you see the stitching?
Yeah, that's only for the Aussie comics though. It's not for the whole of the rest of the stacks that we've got split between us. But I think you should just let me take everything that I want, and then you can split it between the rest of them for everything else.
No, well, no, I personally think Gray gets whatever's left over. Okay,
Gray gets first choice, anyway, and then everybody else comes after. Yeah.
I have to look for the low grade ones. If it's high grade horror, then they're Mark's. If it's low grade horror, then they're mine.
You're stupid.
I'm going to grab a drink, and then I'm going to come back and do the rest of that box.
Okay.
Yeah, I think some of them you might have bought now as well. Because some of the stuff we've got in there, we might have picked up ourselves later on from somewhere else, so we might not need them anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we may well. I may well have picked up some of the stuff.
Auctions and so forth.
Can I tell you guys?
Those Australian Captain Marvels are amazing.
They are. I love them. I absolutely love them.
So I can't afford all of those anyway,
okay.
Bill.
I'll work with you. I want you to be happy, and I also still have that stack of stuff from the collection that you wanted. So I can definitely make you a happy man with this stuff. I promise you. I do want to say, guys, and I haven't said it today, but you guys are some of my best friends. Honestly, in the last year and a half that we've been doing this show, I absolutely love you guys. And I've missed.
Bastards. I love you all. You're a great bunch of fuckers. I love you.
Oh, shut up! I'm not that drunk, but what I wanted to say is today made me happy because I've missed all of us being together, and this is the first time in a long time. I mean, we're missing Nevs, but besides that, this is pretty much our core group today, and I am so happy. I'm so happy Mark could join us.
Nev's joined us about 3 shows 2 years ago. He's not interested, mate.
I know.
He's not a part of the core group.
No, he's not. But I do love the guy to death. But no, we are the real core. I mean, if I can be so bold, this is the core of us right here. And Darren being back and you being back, I'm so happy. This has made my day.
What is this, like show 92, 93?
93.
93, wow.
So,
and I think
100 will all
when did I come in? Did I come in?
I have to say, well done to Kyle, because I thought he'd be dead by now.
Well done, Kyle.
You ain't the only one. You ain't the only one.
I hate to say it, but that's kind of harsh. But yeah, so I've lost so many friends recently, and to cancer, to other things, to just bad health, and I've lost probably 20 really close friends since COVID happened, and not all of it was COVID, but I have to tell you, you guys have truly kind of replaced a lot of the people that I've lost.
I shit you not.
And I'm grateful.
I shit you not. One of my life goals was hitting 100 episodes on this show. One of my
you better not.
goals.
You better not kick the bucket after 100.
No, I mean it's just
on the show.
Some days I look good, some days I look bad. I got to go get more blood work.
This is the end of the 100th show.
Changing the subject from the maudlin stuff. Changing the subject from the maudlin stuff. Does anyone else think that if Mark grows that beard a bit more, he'd make a wonderful store Santa in December? You got a couple of months to keep growing it in.
I don't know. I still think he's Del Toro to me till the end of time. I'm sorry.
When's the December London Mart? You'd have to dress up a Santa for it.
Father Christmas, Father Christmas, please come in. Father Christmas versus the Martians.
What? We're back on the production line.
100. Brave and the Bold 100.
Lovely.
Yeah, there you go.
Lovely.
Tempest says he'll sit on your lap.
Oh, Tempest is like you, Gray, isn't he? He's got about 10 inches.
A beard, yeah. He's got
oh, wait,
beard,
I do too.
We're talking about beards, not anal probes.
Pardon me while I whip it out.
Bill, we haven't seen any evidence of your 10 inches.
Don't tempt him.
Nor do we want to.
If you want to see evidence of mine, go back and look at the show where my wife makes an appearance. It's the only explanation.
So Pete, the crazy guy that I stay with at Comic-Con, he's married, but he tries to hook up with everybody possible at Comic-Con. Well, he did Molly, which is basically ecstasy. And he starts walking around the hotel room naked and going, "Hey, look at my Peter! Look at my Peter!" And I was like, I almost won. I said, we don't want to look at it. You keep it out any longer, we'll cut it off. And then he shut up for a little while. But it's my life. It's so much fun. Not.
You haven't got the Super DC Giant. Yeah, it's not an actual Brave and the Bold. It's the best dog.
What I put up with for a free hotel room at Comic-Con.
You haven't got World Finest now. Going to World
That's
Finest.
Quite nice.
Neil Adams.
I've
seen the original art for that one at the exhibition, the DC exhibition they had a few years ago at the Dome. There's a Batman exhibition in London as well. We're going to go to soon.
So, Darren, now you've escaped from the World of Warcraft cult, are you actually going to start Splat Comics again?
Job number one: get your pile sorted out.
Yeah.
Then basically, I've done nothing since the operation. Well, I think the last thing I did on Splat Comics was about the end of January. I've done nothing on the shop since. I had big plans for this year. They've all gone to shit because of the operation and because of World of Warcraft. That's all down on me. But basically, your piles will take me another week to get to a point where we can then properly discuss them. And then hopefully we can get them sorted about what you want, what you don't want, get it paid, get them shipped, etc.
And I want to pay you. I want us to do it and pay you quickly so you have a little bit more income too.
That's great. I like that sound of that. So and so that should take 2 to 3 weeks to bottom all the piles and get that sorted.
That's great.
That's the plan. And then after that, I've got to get going on the shop, and the shop will. I had publicized the fact that the shop would get replenished round about late this year. That's not going to happen because it needs 6 months of work, and for 6 months I've done fuck all. So that 6 months will have to start after your pile. So that's going to be October, November, December, January, February, March. Now, I could shorten it slightly by only working on a portion of the stock instead of all the stock. And if I was going to work on a portion of the stock, it would be the Marvel.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a possibility to
only do Marvel super cover.
Go live with the Marvel.
I will tell you this. DC has been selling much better for us recently. I don't know why exactly, but we've been selling more DC than usual.
Yeah, Darren, watch out for the James Gunn effect.
Yeah, but you know,
Do you
in
think?
all
I
the
think that's
sales,
what it is, Mark. I think that's what it is.
it is
Yeah.
that. But in all the stuff that have gone before, all the mega sales that I did, let's say that the stock was split roughly 50-50 at the start of all that between Marvel and DC. Ignore Independence for the purposes of this. I would say that I've sold 75% of the Marvel and less than 25% of the DC. So the DC is still very well stocked. So if I only restocked Marvel, I'd still have an almost complete
okay,
shop,
fair enough.
with the exception of Batman and Detective, which absolutely went nuts in the sales. I had about 4 or 5 boxes of Batman gone.
Yeah, no, it all goes.
Boxes of Detectives gone. There's
Yeah,
nothing
no,
left.
at your pricing when you did the discounts, that was all going to go.
And I'm delighted it did. The problem was I haven't got any more Batman or Detectives, I don't think. Or if I'm lucky, I'll have one set of each. But so, you know,
I was surprised at that
Hey, Mark.
Creature Commandos trailer, how prominent Dr. Phosphorus was.
Oh, Dr. Phosphorus. I've got 3 copies of First Appearance Dr. Phosphorus.
I wouldn't even know what you should look for.
Mark, I want you to see this. Look at this.
Since when was Dr. Phosphorus a member of the Creature Commandos?
You see what that is?
He wasn't until James Gunn put him in there.
Oh, is that how it is?
He's not even based in wartime.
What are you showing me, Bill?
So I'm showing you, this was in the collection, but he sent a letter to Sergeant Rock and got this back.
Nice.
This is like a response postcard that they would send.
Oh, I like that. That's nice.
Isn't that beautiful?
That's really nice.
I thought you'd like that. It's just I didn't get any others like this in the collection, but this one I was super happy with.
Yeah, I mean it's just typical James Gunn. I mean Dr. Phosphorus, nothing to do Creature Commandos, but he picks an obscure character from DC and puts him in there, which is brilliant. I just think the guy is great.
I just got through watching the first season of Kite Man, Hell Yeah, and it's really pretty funny and good. And they really do obscure things with villains in that. And it's hilarious.
Kite Man series.
Yeah, Kite Man, one of Batman's lamest villains.
Yeah.
And of course, James Gunn, greenlighted that. So, and it's hilarious.
It's the Kite Man from the Harley show, isn't it? Harley Quinn show.
Yes.
I'm not even. I saw the first season of that. I think it might be on Channel 4. I'll have to see if they've got the.
It's really good. So tonight, Agatha begins tonight, which I'm looking forward to that because I really like the character a lot.
What time does that come on?
8 o'clock Central.
Okay.
And 9 o'clock Eastern.
And that's the first 2 episodes.
I've not even seen the bloody WandaVision show. I don't know if it's even come over here.
Oh, WandaVision's fantastic. What is this?
This is the graph of time against dollars.
Okay.
Now let's see if this
works. Darren, that's just classic.
Classic.
If you spend less time making graphs, you'll be able to have your shop updated by now.
Mark, this is what you call classic Darren.
Right, so
classic Darren.
This is what happened to the prices of comics and why.
This man was a comic trader all his life.
Right, something like that, right? So the years on this, what are we in now? 224. So that's 2024 at this end.
Right.
And let's for argument's sake say 2014 at this end.
Hey, you look at modern comics now. You're into modern comics.
No, I'm talking about all comics.
Right.
This is the state of the comics market over the last 10 years.
Right.
This is very rudimentary, but I want to draw the graph because I want to tell you the explanation.
Right.
And let's call that 2020-ish.
Yeah,
that's probably about right. Okay,
that's about right. Yeah.
So back here, comics were just comics. They'd been out for years. There were no particularly amazing films or anything like that. Comics.
Oh, that's rubbish. What? That's rubbish. So, sorry, you're talking about 2018 about that.
Well, so when was the Iron Man #1?
2008.
About 1963.
No, the
movie.
He's talking about the film. That was 2008.
2008.
Right. So let's do the okay. So nevertheless, I'm about right. I'm about right. So Iron Man #1 comes here. Maybe Iron Man 2 somewhere here. The beginning of the Marvel stuff. Because when Iron Man came out, it didn't really set the world on fire. Marvel fans loved it, but the whole world didn't go nuts for it. So comics were down here somewhere. And what happened is, as the Marvel Universe continued to sort of cross over and get bigger, and halfway through that, and where was Infinity War? Where was that? 2018.
That was 2018, but 2012 is when it really started peaking with Avengers 1.
Let's say there, right? 2018 is that line there, right? And let's say that. What year did you say Avengers 1?
Avengers 1 was 2012.
Right, okay, let's do that then. Let's just flatten that out like that, right? So basically, when Avengers started hitting, that's when I would say that the public started being more interested in buying comics. And that slope gradually built up to a pretty good peak, probably somewhere here, right? That's around about, say, 2018 at the end of Endgame or Infinity War, something like that, right? What happened not long after that, they were already on an upward curve. But then COVID happened, and COVID played a massive part in the price of collectibles.
They went up.
But let me just talk about the reasons why, right? So in the UK, nobody could leave the house. You couldn't go to the pub, the theatre, the cinema, the disco. You couldn't go abroad on holiday.
I know, but you could still play World of Warcraft, mate.
You could, but that was cheap. And all these other things are expensive. So what happened was the government stopped people spending money going out. But at the same time, they started giving people free furlough money to stay at home and not go to work. Not everyone, but enough of them. So what happened was people were getting free money and couldn't spend it. At the same time that Marvel was hitting its peak of excitement. So that's why comics went absolutely nuts until the end of COVID. That was the peak of people having money and the peak of people wanting to buy Marvel, right? So that's where it peaked. Now then, so that was the perfect storm. To get to that point, that was the perfect storm. But then the perfect storm in the opposite way happened. COVID finished and everybody had to go back to work. So the free money stopped. All their wives wanted to go to the pub, the theatre, the cinema, and 6 holidays to make up for the 6 holidays they'd lost or whatever. So everyone had this ability to spend money again, and they weren't getting free money. And at the same time, the Marvel had peaked, Infinity War had peaked, the Endgame had happened, right? And so then things started happening like, was it like Eternals or whatever else came after it? You know, the solo standalone films to start to introduce the next phases, and people were like, "Oh, that's shit! Oh, Marvel's lost it now! Oh, we've all got comics for teens."
Justice League totally sucked,
and DC tanked in many ways. Yes. So what you've got here is people have lost interest at the same time as they haven't got any bloody money, and then the cost of living crisis and the Ukraine war starts sending heating fuel through the roof, petrol and diesel through the roof. So at this point here, the interest has been lost and everyone's money's gone. And that's why it's come down the other side. Now, what I'm thinking is, as this continues, we go into new phases of DC and we go into new integrated phases of Marvel, Fantastic Four, and the next Secret Wars and all that stuff. And hopefully the world is beginning to settle out a bit because of Ukraine, and it has a bit. Petrol's got cheaper, heating oil's not quite as insane. So people should find themselves with not more money, but the same money they used to have before all this shit happened, at the same time as we go into renewed interest in DC and Marvel. So I don't think it'll ever come back to there. I think that was a perfect storm of positivity, but I think it'll come back to
I do
somewhere
want to say
around
one
about there.
thing. You're missing one. You're missing one factor. There's an awful lot. There was also an awful lot of Bitcoin money at that time, and people started cashing out. And a lot of the people that were driving the comic prices up were like Saudi princes and people from China who had to hide their money or do whatever because of Bitcoin. And so that created a huge influx of cash for the collector's market.
Yeah.
And
But
that has
again, that's
kind of
part of
gone
that.
away also. All around, yes, all
Right.
around that same time
That's part of
period.
that perfect storm. And I don't
Yeah,
think that
Darren.
perfect storm, that won't happen again. But I don't think it stays as low as this again.
No.
I understand the graph. I understand the graph and all the points on it. But I know if I had 10 apples and I gave one each to all of you, how many apples would I have left?
3 apples and 1 with a maggot in.
Okay, so
and if you're on a train going 45 miles an hour and I'm on a train
going in the opposite direction.
So Darren,
I have missed this cruise so much.
If you're on that train, Rachel O'Reilly, will you go out with me?
Darren, do you watch my weekly review of the Silver Age market?
I am ashamed to say that I've only seen one and it bored the shit out of me, so no.
Right.
It didn't bore me, but it's not my thing.
So basically, what you are saying is completely correct. And the market is now a buyer's market. I mean, you can buy key Silver Age comics at lower prices than you have been able to buy them forever.
Yeah.
And I think now is the time. If you've got a key Silver Age comic you want to buy it now. I think we're right at the bottom of the market. It is a buyer's market. Just go buy if you've got the cash, because the only way is up at the moment.
Another big hit on that trend going down was the 6 months writer's strike and things like that.
Yeah,
that stalled out everything for 6 months.
So I agree with you completely with your graph, and I think now we are pretty much near the bottom. And I think there are some things really coming that are going to boost this. I think James Gunn's DCU is going to boost DC Comics significantly.
Yeah. Look what he did already, though, Mark. I mean, honestly, and this just goes to agreeing with you, quite frankly. But like the Peacemaker series was amazing.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed his Suicide Squad. It looks like Superman is going to be fantastic, and you're going to get Nathan Fillion as the asshole Green Lantern. So I mean that's really great. Now, what's his face? Who plays Aquaman? Jason Momoa has now quit being Aquaman, and he will be Lobo, which is who he should have been in the first place. But you're gonna have, I think you're gonna have some $1 billion DC movies now because of the gun influence, and quite frankly,
the gun influence.
We need more Deadpool Wolverines too. I mean that really, and I'll tell you this, we're selling Venom like crazy right now because the new movie's about to come out.
Yeah,
and we're selling the Deadpool Wolverine movie. Strangely enough, totally affected our Wolverine sales, but
didn't move Deadpool an inch.
Didn't move Deadpool 1 inch, and
that's
I'm not
because
sure
that
why.
was a bad Deadpool movie and a great Wolverine movie.
Oh, it was fun. I mean, I haven't
think
even seen it yet.
Already hot.
Yeah.
Deadpool's already been hot. Crazy.
So I think, Darren, you're absolutely right, and I think we're at the bottom. I think we're at the bottom of the market.
Yeah.
And,
I think there's more. Mark.
I think the only way is up. So if you're a buyer, buy now.
Yep.
I think there's a couple of other things that I left out of my story that I just, because I've never said them in public before, and I might be right and I might be wrong, but I just want to say them once.
Well, we'll be happy to tell you.
So at this top point, the media, the press, the TV, the newspapers, everyone, they had plenty to talk about because this was like the biggest thing that had ever happened since sliced bread, right? They loved it. But when it got to here, the media had absolutely nothing to talk about. So they made their own freaking story up about Marvel fatigue and superhero fatigue to have something to write about. And then other people start crawling out the woodwork saying, oh, it's all over, dude, the end is nigh, they're going to crash. Now, the problem is when people come out of the woodwork saying Marvel fatigue and the prices are going to crash, some people listen and they panic and propagate the story, and it becomes a self-fulfilling thing that crashes further than it should because people panic. And I think down here, I mean, shit, Facebook was full of people saying, sell, the end of the world is here. And so I think what's happening,
the sky's falling in.
Oh. Yeah, it's gone too far. And I think they've come off that panic now. And I think this
jump out skyscrapers.
But I think it had gone so far down, it has got some way to come back up. It won't come to this. It will not come to this. This was a perfect storm of COVID.
It won't go back up there.
COVID played an enormous part in that spike.
Yeah, people had more spare time, didn't they, to read comics and collect comics and sit on eBay.
Well, and it'll balance out back to like it's 5% growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, we got a splat.
One thing you can look at is there's always a consistent like 5% growth. If you go by decades, there's a 5%, 5%. There's always a growth. You know, and it may spike above it and then come back down, but it's still a growth from the previous.
Grey Mason!
You're a fucking nutter.
Why have I got
you are
grey
the
man
definition of fucking
twirling around?
That green snot yellow line shows a little bit of
new Grey Mason video.
And that's the sort of underlying trend.
Yeah.
So that's me.
I think Grey Man, you're as mad as Kyle.
Does that mean that Grey's running out of time and we have to shut up and go away, or does he want to see more comics?
She had Laura Loomer make a great Gotham City villain. Yeah,
another one of Trump's minions.
She's mad as Harley Quinn, isn't she?
Is that your mum, Kyle, Janet Martinez?
Yeah, that's my mom.
So, you know, where I'm sitting today, and I know I shouldn't have done fuck all for 6 months, which I have, but I sometimes justify it to myself where it's saying there's no point selling comics now. It's at the bottom and it's about to turn.
I actually that actually is a pretty good excuse, but I'm not letting you off. I still think you've been lazy.
Yeah, that is the correct diagnosis of my last 6 months.
But
yes.
I personally think you should sell it to us. Sell us ARC piles while the market's really low, and then when it goes up, you can start the shop up again.
Exactly.
I agree. I concur.
Now, this history will tell you this, but I've been telling this to people for decades. A new decade brings in like the charm of things, and it starts going up, and it tends to peak around the middle when big things happen.
I've got 3 copies of that.
And then it rides back down, and the wave always hits in the middle. And if you look at it, just look back on it. Now, wartime was a little different, but like 1966, the peak of comic books because of the Batman craze. 1975, the peak of comics because of the reintroduction of X-Men, which climbed till 80, and then it just started kind of leveling off.
That's
nice. Then they relaunched comics in 85.
Oh, I like that one.
Then they crashed down to like 93. Then they relaunched comics in 96. And that wave just is consistent through the decades. So yeah, we're at a declining peak where the quality is coming, but we're down, and then the quality is going to launch it back up to end the decade, then kind of decline, then kind of ride. So,
well, the Taika Waititi era apparently is over now, which is too bad because he had some really big movies at one time. But apparently, he's no longer the golden child, and James Gunn is. So that's going to
That's
change things
because
quite a bit.
Americans prefer guns.
now,
You know,
I will tell people till I'm blue in the face, the biggest comic boom is
I
going to
have that.
happen.
Oh, that's nice.
I love that
I
one.
think it's 1934 or
Neil Adams.
2034.
That's a great cover.
That
I think
is.
2034 is going to be the biggest comic boom because I think it's 2035 Superman and Batman and stuff start becoming public domain. There's
Yeah.
going to be a massive boom right before that goes public domain.
You really think so?
Oh yeah, yeah. There's going to be they're going to bring out the
Well,
big
but
guns.
what you have to
So,
remember is
Darren,
what. Go ahead.
Darren,
Sorry, Mark.
This World of Warcraft character of yours.
Princess.
What
level?
What level have you got to?
It's 85, then retired.
What's she called? Princess Nightingale.
No, I tell you what it's called. You remember the Grey? Right. This is. I don't think the Yankee Doodle dudes are going to get this, but I think Mark and Grey, you will get it very quickly. So I'm going to go slow, and whoever can get the name first wins a no prize. So it's the name is based on an old game from the mid 1970s that was like one of the Christmas things advertised on TV, where you had to balance items on a donkey, and if you put too many items on the donkey, it kicked.
Buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
That was the name of the character.
Yeah.
Princess Buckaroo.
Not princess.
Princess Buckaroo. No, Nurse Buckaroo to you.
Buckaroo Banzai.
And these guys have got the classes slightly twisted.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a nurse, it was a priest. A healing priest.
Right, we need to go. We need to go and troll.
The nun then.
Nurse Buckaroo.
Yeah. Nurse Buckaroo with the cloven hooves.
When you was a nun, did you have a dirty habit?
No, but I've got plenty now.
So let me ask you this: did you have to spend a lot of money to get up to 85, or was it all time?
No. You can spend money on games, but I never do. And this is a game where you just need to pay your subscription.
Okay. Well, speaking of nuns' habits, I'm going to tell a joke now. You guys ready for this joke?
Remember, I'm Catholic, but that's okay. That's never stopped you before.
A nun's walking through the park. Little old daughter and nun in her 70s, just walking through the park. Later at night, this guy jumps out of the bushes and he says, sister, I'm going to take you. I'm going to drag you in the bushes, have my way with you, and send you on your way. When I'm done, what are you going to tell Mother Superior? And she says, well, I'm going to say I was walking at home alone through the park, and this young fella jumped out of the bushes and said, I'm going to have you twice unless you're too tired.
Okay.
My mom's listening, so I didn't tell the dirty version of that joke. My mom went to Catholic school, but
my favourite one is two old nuns sitting on a park bench, and a flasher comes out and gets his cock out. One of them has a stroke, but the other one couldn't get her gloves off quick enough.
Yeah.
Now that's how you tell a joke, Kyle.
Well, my mom's listening, so I couldn't get graphic with that one.
That's funny.
This is in grey man condition. Look.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, it is grey man condition.
Oh, I might need that one.
Oh, blimey. In fact, the tape is so old, look, it just falls off.
I'll take that off and put some document tape on. I've gone through two rolls of document tape. I've gone that's my comics crazy now. I don't do a very good job though, I must say.
Oh, we lost Mark.
Uh-oh.
His battery might have died. I'm a giant Superman.
Yeah, this guy just seemed to be buying at the time when everything was kind of a giant. So he's got all the fatties.
Titano.
So have I told you guys about my friend Ivan Briggs, who he runs a auction, runs a comic department at an auction house, and he the biggest DC collection, which was everything from 1934 to 2014. Everything was a record producer from Great Britain, and
that's right. Yeah.
And now he's selling the entire collection.
Years ago he started selling them. Though what happened with that?
No, but they refused for 10 years. They refused to sell it separately. They wanted to sell it all, and nobody can afford that. No. So Ivan has been selling it in chunks, and he's doing pretty well, you know. But he sold the double action #1, which I don't even know if you guys have ever heard of that.
There's like 3 of those in existence.
Right.
What's the double action #1? What's one of those?
It came out after Action. Action was so popular. They came out with one that there are very few copies even known to exist, but they came out with double Action.
Yeah.
And he's already sold that one, and I got like $30,000 for it, which is pretty damn good.
They're black and white, and they got sent to the copyright office to copyright the name and the logo and stuff like that.
No. There actually was a color double action that came out.
Well, yeah, but they only did like 3 of them.
Right, correct, and he had all 3.
Yeah, and they
went for about $30,000 a piece.
You mean it was Action Comics #1, but doubled?
It was called Double Action.
They copyrighted the name Double Action. They didn't end up using it, but they copyrighted it.
Was it about Superman's first appearance?
No, nothing to do with it.
No, it was like Jungle Jim.
Action people.
The cover to one of them is the guy shooting a hippo in the face.
Right.
They copyrighted the title. They copyrighted the characters. That's
and
how
they actually had 3 issues, but then they did nothing with it after that.
Yeah,
that's very 1960s, isn't it?
Late. That's more like 1970.
You reckon?
Probably 1970. Yeah.
That looks like Raven.
It sure does. That's exactly what I thought.
What number is that one?
That is number 96.
Do you have number 94?
If I did, I just went past it. No, it's missing. What's special about it?
It's got an unpublished Golden Age story of Sandman.
Right.
With the guy only wrote 2 stories, the introduction one and that one, before he went off to the war and died.
I think you've seen this box before.
Who was that, Kyle?
Bert Chrisman.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Kyle, I think you've seen this box before. I think this had your Green Lantern ones in it, so you might have already took it out on a want list. Would you have took Justice League 94 out?
It's a major key that doesn't get the props it deserves. Because it's an unpublished Golden Age story.
If I had that number in here and you saw it last time I showed this box, would you have said you want it on your pile?
Oh, yeah.
Then it is probably sitting in your pile, because I think you've seen this box before.
Yep.
If not, I'd highly suggest it to people, because it's not terribly expensive, but in and of itself, that's an incredible rarity. I mean, incredible rarity. You know, the guy introduced Sandman and had another story yet to be published and went off to World War II and died. And they waited 30 years to publish
The Shaggy Man.
That's my spirit animal.
One of the lamest villains of all time.
What are you talking about?
This one.
How dare you?
So a bear and a rabbit are walking through the woods.
Oh, Jesus.
And the bear looks down at the rabbit and he says, "Friend rabbit, do you ever have trouble with the shit sticking to your fur when you go?" And the rabbit says, "Well, of course I don't." And the bear picks him up and wipes his ass with him.
Yeah.
I love that joke.
That's such a horrible joke, but yes, I like it too.
Oh, this one's battered.
I just wish Mark would have been here to suffer through it. Hopefully he's listening.
Oh, yeah, cool. I've got that one.
This is in your territory, Gray.
Yeah, I've got that one already.
Well, remember, it's past 11 where he is now.
Past 11 here, he's past 12 where Mark is.
Past 12?
Yeah, where Mark is, he's an hour ahead of me. It's 11:30 here.
Yeah, he's in Germany.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay. I got my time wrong. I forgot. This is a very long.
Does that not look like Tommy? Look at that. That looks like Tommy Lee Jones from the Batman movie.
You see that one there?
Kinda.
That Superman should have warned his son about the perils of masturbation. That's what's happened there. He's not sorted him out properly.
He wasn't told.
That literally looks like Two-Face from the Batman movie, right there.
It does, actually.
Yeah.
Classic Neil Adams cover.
Yep.
And that's the other thing, the cool thing with this collection is the guy just seemed to have hit the sweet spot for Neil Adams stuff.
That's awesome.
And Neil Adams' first professional comic book work was...
No, I don't know.
I don't know. You told us about 5 times
Jerry
already.
Lewis.
I've forgotten.
Nope, not Jerry Lewis.
Was it the
Bob Hope?
Crusaders?
Archie's Joke Book Magazine 44.
No, you said DC.
I said first.
You said first DC.
I didn't say DC. I said first.
I heard DC, but okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what his first with DC was. His first hero stuff was from the Fly #4.
Right, but his first, if I'm not mistaken, his first DC stuff was Jerry Lewis. I may be wrong.
That sounds right, actually.
Yeah.
That feels pretty thick, that one. It is thick, yeah. Huh.
Is that a DC Comics Presents? Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it was a 48-pager.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 25 centers.
Got a second strip in the middle.
Yeah, and they made a big deal about them being 48 pages then, and the old collectors were like, shut the fuck up. Comics used to be 96 pages. This is ridiculous. You know, it's half the size for twice the money. Comics just got thinner and thinner. When they settled on 22 pages, it was almost a joke.
That's true. Hey, bring that one back, Darren, that last one.
Superman's demonic son.
Yeah, doesn't that look like Zan and Jaina? Doesn't that look like one of the Wonder Twins? That's kind of weird.
That was like Spock, young Spock.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Zan and Jaina both had 20 years.
And it predated them by like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But you know that influenced it. You know it did.
Yeah, it had to.
I mean, they couldn't just pull the look and the pointy ears and the...
Right.
See, the first Metropolis. All right, I'm going to play you a quick video, guys. Quick video.
DC Profiles number 20, Neil Adams. What can you say about the man who has the reputation of being the top comic book artist of the day? No matter what one can say about Neil Adams, his artwork has already said it. The only thing missing is some of the background information. Born June the 5th, 1941, Neil received his basic training from Manhattan School of Industrial Art, a sort of vocational high school. After graduation, he picked up work over at Archie Comics. Yes, Neil Adams started out as an Archie artist and moved on to assisting on the Bat Masterson newspaper strip and to doing commercial work in the advertising field. Finally, Neil landed the Ben Casey comic strip, which wound up in some 365 papers across the country. When the Casey strip was discontinued, oddly enough it was at the height of its success, Neil moved over to DC Comics, where he worked on Jerry Lewis and Bob Hope stories, and on war material for former editor Bob Kanigher. Various Superman and Batman covers followed. It's relatively easy for an editor to tell when he's working with true artistic talent. You look at the artist's work. In Neil's case, talent certainly wins out every time, and it wasn't long before he inherited the more experimental assignments. Dead Man, The Spectre, Green Lantern, Green Arrow. The 1970s has been a time for stretching and for movement, breaking down barriers at both DC and Marvel. Neil's work started having a similar effect in other media, paperback covers, movie posters, record jackets. Neil even designed and costumed the world's first and only 3-part science fiction play, Warp. In order to help juggle the myriad of existences and to help cultivate and train new talent, Neil joined with his longtime friend and inker, Dick Giordano, in the establishment of a studio, Continuity Associates. As for the future, well, after the upcoming release of Superman vs. Muhammad Ali, Neil will no doubt continue to break down artistic barriers and overwhelm the multitude of comic art fans and lovers.
There you go.
Brilliant video.
Hey,
So, but he was born. Wasn't he born in 1940?
He was born in whatever time they said in the video. I'm sure.
Yeah,
that was from a DC. That was from a DC.
Because I thought you said that he was in he was going to school in 41.
No,
I don't know what the video said. That's what that was taken from the DC article. So unless the DC article, I wouldn't surprise if the DC article was wrong.
He was 80. He was 80 when he died, and he died 4 years ago.
So 1920, 2020, you mean?
Have you got one of those videos for every artist, Gray? And then every time Carl mentions them, you can just pop the video on.
Unfortunately, not. I did that one and I've not seen another one like that since. But I was thinking to myself, if I ever see more of those in the editorials, I'll make more videos.
Well,
you can always show. Bill wrote the damn book, so he should.
You can always show my interview. You know, my interview is with him is on YouTube. We could always show that sometime. Not today, but at another time, because it's almost an hour long. But
so, piece of trivia that Superman versus Muhammad Ali. What Marvel character is on that cover? It's kind of a trick question.
I can't remember, but I know there's one in there.
Stan Lee.
Yep, Stan Lee. So I said trick question because I called him character, but Stan Lee's on that cover.
Hold on a second.
Stan Lee is right behind Muhammad Ali.
This was only if you got this Brave and the Bold, I'm interested.
Like surprises, we have plenty lurking in this issue. On sale November 23rd. Weird Mystery Tales. Number 4, February. They're brainy, they're brawny, they're beautiful, and they're the swingiest super chicks you ever laid eyes on. Who do we mean? Who else but Supergirl and Wonder Woman, now teamed up in the superest adventure plus the superest romance of all time. The Brave and the Bold presents Supergirl and Wonder Woman. January, number 63. Multi-Face talking, I've turned Wonder Woman into a kryptonite booby trap. She'll be the death of Supergirl yet. It's the living end. 2 super chicks on a new kick. Supergirl, a Paris model. Wonder Woman, the toast of the jet set. It's another Superman DC National Comics first in the latest issue of The Brave and the Bold. On sale everywhere, October 21st.
The reason I like that video, that linking, that advert, one, it sounds like Supergirl and Wonder Woman are having a lesbian relationship. It talks about the most swingingest relationship, it says, and also it talks about a kryptonite booby trap, which makes me think that Wonder Woman's got kryptonite boobs that she's going to accidentally kill Supergirl with.
Kryptonite boobies.
Kryptonite booby trap.
Kryptonite breasts. So guess what this is?
Muhammad Ali.
Treasury.
I would say that it's an aardvark.
It's the Ali Treasury.
It's the Superman versus Ali blank cover that just came out.
Gosh. They're no good.
And it's only going to take me 10 years to draw it, but I am going to redraw with new people in it. I'll draw each.
What you could do, you could redraw the 2-inch shroud as well. That would help.
Stupid.
But I got 20 more to go, and then it's the end of the box, and that's me done.
Okay.
Just put you back in the big screen.
Go for it, buddy.
I'm still waiting for somebody to make a comment on my name today, damn it. We've been here 3.5 hours.
Vernal Equinox.
Vernal Equinox.
You're the Vernal Equinox today, then.
It's Vernal Equinox.
Look how smart it was, and I just kind of hung it out there.
But is it the Vernal Equinox today, though?
And then, I don't know. But the fact I used equine in my name, I just thought that was funny.
Okay, Mr. Horsecock.
I thought it was going to be equine knob rather than equine knox.
Equine, yeah, I'd rather have equine cock than equine Sorry, folks. We're going downhill
I
today.
thought it was
Look at this stuff that Darren's showing, though. It's beautiful.
Who can beat Superman but other Supermen?
God, it is. That is such a classic cover.
That was in the video I just showed.
Yeah. And it's been the longest time since I've killed my phone. This thing was charged to like 98%. And by the time we wrap up, I'm going to be under 10%.
That's hilarious.
Popeye.
You know they got sued over that.
No, they didn't.
They should have. That, especially that cover, that anchor on his big
Bebo.
Muscle.
Popeye the Sailor Man. Boop, boop, boop. He lives in a caravan.
I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Hey, here's some Popeye trivia. Who created Popeye?
Man.
E.C. Seeger.
Me.
Where did he start in comics?
Editorial comics.
When comic books were like this big, he did the Chaplin books. He did the 1917 Charlie Chaplin
I didn't know that, but I'd forgotten. Yes.
I had a bit of a brain screw there. I was literally going to take you guys to the toilet while I was going to sit on the toilet.
I've had to go twice. I just kind of get up nonchalantly, go do my business.
$10
to go, then I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah. Don Rickles, Mr. Warren.
Then Don Rickles issues are mad.
Yeah, but isn't one of those the first appearance of Darkseid?
No, not the Don Rickles ones.
Right next to it. They're absolutely adjacent to it.
It's around that time.
All because he knew
Jack Kirby,
Julie Schwartz or Kanigher or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Kirby.
Was it Kirby?
I think it was Kirby because I think he and Kirby were friends.
One minute. Well, you have to wait next time.
It was Kirby.
These are great, Darren.
And who was Don Rickles' best friend?
Bob Newhart. God rest his soul.
Bob Newhart. Two polar opposites that got along great.
Okay, you say polar opposites, and yes,
in character, not in personality.
Right.
Yeah, in character, not personality. Hell, the two softest spoken celebrities I've ever met in my entire life were Bob Goldthwait and Gilbert Gottfried.
Amazing.
Two of the most soft spoken, just
we still have
well-mannered
Bobcat.
gentlemen.
Bobcat can still be heard on Wait, Don't Tell Me every week.
Yeah. And they just played these loud, obnoxious characters, but I mean, they were just humble and soft spoken and quiet and genial. Yep. And you'd never think Gilbert Gottfried tell a dirty joke till he squinted and started talking.
I'll be right back. I'm going to run the restroom myself.
I think it's a bathroom break all around.
I am so fucking happy that Darren's back. Thank you, Darren.
And here's a reminder of the old days.
God damn it. Oh, God damn it.
I love that so much.
God damn it.
The thickie.
Oh, man. Thick as hell.
Damn.
Thicker than the Bible.
If that wasn't a pain in the ass to ship, I'd beg to have that in my library.
Inscription.
That is so beautiful.
It is beautiful. I agree.
Do you remember when we were going through all those old boxes of Frank Dobson's?
Yeah. That's just fucking beautiful.
1936. You know.
Eno's fruit salt.
Fruit salt? That sounds disgusting.
There was fruit salt 90 years ago. That's just amazing. The first appearance of Rickles, probably a tenor and decent shape. Yet again, I mean, it's just most people don't even know. God damn it! God damn it!
Hi. Hey, circumstances. Hello.
You done it, Darren. You pulled out 2 of my original 97. You're pulling out books that are just killing me. God damn it! I just want all those lined up on my bookshelf. If we were in the States, I'd be all about that.
One of them.
Well, you know what that means. Does that have a date on the cover?
Not on the cover. I'm just hunting for it.
It's between 1895 and 1915. So what's the indicia? I can't see it. 1912.
1912.
Yeah. That's the rice paper covers. I could put it in a 20-year time span, but I couldn't narrow it down. And that was in that 20-year time span. And then they quit doing rice paper overlays because rice paper overlays got too expensive.
That's pre-World War I, isn't it? 1912.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they stopped around 1915, 1916. But it really had less to do with World War I. It just became costly. God damn it. It used to be just a cheaper way because they do them impressions and go to seal the book. So they'd put the rice paper overlays on the wood blocks so they wouldn't bleed.
That Noddy?
37, this one.
Bleed.
Oh, 37.
But then it became too
expensive. The ragamuffins.
That's the birth of comic books. What you're holding there and those things, that's the birth of comic books. They took those sequentials and kept shrinking them and putting them into stories. Less text, more art. God damn it.
1935. With some old stuff.
They got the idea to take the stories from pulps and the pictures from those and just squished them together and made the comic book.
Yep.
I promise.
And the names that did the art in those things, the names will just blow your mind. It's just the biggest names in art at the time.
Christmas time?
The origins of a Christmas pudding.
Oh, cool. Professor Simple, that.
Not even comic related, just some of the biggest names in art at the time would do artwork.
They got some Billy Bunter looking costumes on, haven't they, them schoolboys?
Fishy business at Jungle Sea. Playboy annual.
That's Playbox, mate.
Oh, I love those. So
there are some boxes you can play with in Playboy, but that's not that kind of thing.
That predates Hefner's Playboy by 8 years.
Yep. Let me ask you something. Oh, that's awesome. Thomas the Tank Engine.
This belongs to Enid Caspel.
Look, early Thomas the Tank Engine.
Worth.
Why do you think we have these out at the comic store?
To break out slabs.
We broke out a slab. A customer had us do it for him.
Oh, look at the racism there.
I now know how to break a slab out. Awesome, dude.
Jolly Jacks.
Damn it.
It's a nautical thing, isn't it, Jolly Jacks?
God damn it. And I bet that's probably RF alt color art on the cover.
You and the Bush Rangers.
It doesn't look like out cult to me, dude.
On the cover. Not on the inside, but I would guess on the cover.
Rainbow Annual, 1942.
A lot of, like, you wouldn't think it, but that's probably somebody like CC Beck doing the cover. Just the names that would do these books were insane.
Yeah, but that's got to be a British artist, though. That's a British character.
Yeah, but it'd still be just like the biggest goddamn names in the business.
Right. But British names.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't know. Back in the day, they didn't credit the artists, so we wouldn't even know who they are. Probably a lot of the old British stuff.
Well, thankfully, historians. My favorite, that's cool looking.
Well, and like I said, they'd pull a lot of this.
That looks very Dickensian, doesn't it?
More fruit
salt goes down well.
That looks like a Kellogg's ad.
they'd pull a lot of pulp cover artists. Like Frank R. Paul would be in these things. Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson would write stories in these things, and you just never know.
Older than my dad, that is. Dragon Island.
Nikki Wheeler Nicholson is a friend of mine.
Oh, there's very text.
Nikki Haley.
Very text. Not a lot of pictures in that one. Must have been for the older people, the older boys.
Yeah.
The older boys.
Well, the younger boys, younger children could read then as well.
Yeah.
They weren't all stuck to their TV screens and video games. They weren't all playing World of Warcraft back then.
Mommy, what does the word fuck mean? I'm kidding.
Yeah, World of Warcraft, yeah.
Mommy, what's fucking World of Warcraft? I heard Uncle Darren talk about it.
I'm
Can I ask you a stupid question about that?
Nothing stopped you from asking stupid questions in the past.
Is fruit salt bottled gay men semen?
Dude, you're a fucking asshole. That's hilarious, though.
Here we go. If you want to know what fruit salt is, a fruit salt or fruit salts is an effervescent compound made up of organic acids such as citric acid or tartaric acid and salts such as sodium bicarbonate, sodium carbonate, or sodium bitartrate in combination with added flavoring and sugar. Historically, fruit salts were sold for a wide range of ailments, and today they are used primarily as antacids.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. If you heard that, that's what a fruit salt is.
A little song, a little dance, a little seltzer down your pants.
Thank you so much, Chuckles the Clown. Now, don't walk in a parade just like a peanut. That's my advice to you.
Yeah.
Chuckles' funeral is the funniest episode of Mary Tyler Moore.
That's probably top 5 funniest American comedies ever.
Of all, yeah.
Fantastic.
First appearance of Absorbing Man.
Jesus. Fantastic Four. That's a good one.
Oh, I want that. I want all your Fantastics.
It's Fantastic Four.
No, it's fantastic. It's a 1960s British reprint.
It's Fantastic Four. If you read the cover. Fantastic
Thor.
Thor.
You're stupid.
In a Cockney accent.
Yeah,
Fantastic Four.
The one I've got of that has an X-Men issue in the front and the first appearance of Hawkeye in the back. What I have, I think, is issue 30.
I found the first Hawkeye in my collection last week. It's not in great shape, but I also found the third appearance of Iron Man. Oh, that's cool. So that's Gold Key, but it's not Gold Key.
Have you picked up any?
Yeah, they just pulled the Gold Key and printed up of that.
Say what, Gray?
Have you picked up any Boris Karloffs lately?
No, I don't think I have.
I have.
Boris Karloffs, that would be in like a Gold Key. What would I bought a Gold Key? I've not bought any indies for ages. Okay. This is just some stuff sitting on the shelf. I didn't even know it was there.
Okay, I want all those. No. I mean, no, I collect. No, honestly, I collect them.
You can have them.
Great.
Conan the Reaver.
Ooh, John Severin. Who was John Severin's sister?
That's one of the early Marvel graphic novels. That's like graphic novel 24.
So Kyle, don't answer because I know you know. Who was John Severin's sister? Marie Severin.
Marie, yeah.
Oh, now Kill Rommel. True story.
Battle Action.
Crazy Killer. Johnny. Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
I think they've relaunched Johnny Red.
That should be in my pile. Was that in my pile? That should be in my pile. That's Thrilling Adventure Stories #1.
So you know what that is? You know what that is? Isn't that Atlas's?
That's Atlas Seaboard, and it's Neil Adams, and it's one of the magazines. That should be in my pile.
That was not in your pile.
It was in my pile, but I'll let you have it. I'm asking for too much.
I think he's already pulled one, though, because he keeps pulling out multiple issues of things you never see.
No, that's true. Well, I have to tell you, I'm so glad I'm so glad Gray let us go double time today. That's made me happy.
We're at quadruple time.
No, double time. We're 2 hours normally.
Well, we were only going to go an hour.
We started off by saying 1 hour.
But we didn't know these schlubs were going to show up that are like the best part of the show.
But yeah, I've been looking for that Atlas Seaboard issue 1 there for 40 years.
But the reason that was not in your pile, and I can't find it, is that there's another one in your pile.
That's what I said. That's what we were saying. You
okay? Put that one in my pile, please.
Oh shit! A brick. No problem. It's in your pile.
Those are harder than fuck to find here in the States, and you whip out 2 of them.
Well, they're easy. Oh, I love that one too. That's great. Dragon. You know what's interesting is Dragon over here is a gaming magazine, and Dragon over there was a Bruce Lee magazine.
We had a Dragon magazine for role-playing games as well, I believe.
Oh, it's probably ours. It's probably the U.S. one. Oh, what is that stamp thing up there? That's weird. That golden thing. What are those? Oh, it's a stamp album thing. Did someone put the stamps in there? Is that like Panini?
It's like the emblems of the regiments.
It's 1950, right?
Badge of the Brave. So that came with Warlord comic.
Yeah, so Warlord would have given this book out
by Mike Grell
in subsequent weeks.
Right, Kyle?
What?
I said it's Warlord comic, and I go by Mike Grell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell's this? Randomly.
That's the DC special.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. You know, those have gone up in value a lot.
What was the thing that someone said? If you want to make a comic popular, you got to put something on the cover.
Monkeys.
Gorillas. Is it gorillas? Yeah, superheroes battle super gorillas. I've got that one.
That's worth like I think like $100 in mint.
Nah, well, maybe. Yeah.
Bad condition at all. I mean,
no.
There's a case to be made for that being very fine.
Look, it's well. Here's what's weird about what they did. It's issue number 16, and it says first DC issue. Isn't that weird? I think that's weird.
The first time they collected all of them.
Oh yeah,
in the middle it says first DC issue, but it's issue number 16.
Yeah, but they're not all called DC superheroes versus super gorillas. That's the only one that's called superheroes versus super gorillas. So that counts as
right. And I get that, but they said first issue. So, but it's 16.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
but it was the first time it had that title. So that, as far as they're concerned,
that Kung Fu magazine by Marvel, the issue number 1, it's mistakenly called issue number 4 on the inside cover.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you ever noticed that, Kyle?
What, Deadly Hands or the
Deadly Hands of Kung Fu?
Yeah.
Number 1 is listed as number 4 inside.
Yeah.
Which there was never any explanation or anything about that.
Well, you would think they were going to continue on with another book was the original idea, and then they decided
which they did, but it stayed Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. What's up,
That's
Doc?
modern.
That's funny.
This is old. 1964 hardback annual, the first Victor annual.
Is that the first Victor?
Victor annual. That's about $250.
It's crazy.
Yeah, very hard to find in that condition.
Wow.
That's it. You've done me.
No, you've done us. You've been fantastic today. Oh, please.
Damn.
Oh, those are mine.
I think this is largely yours, Bill, this stack.
Okay, good. All those fucking annuals. Oh yes. I'm gonna be sending Darren like $10,000. Yes, I want that. And I don't even think I'm exaggerating, sadly. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, I want that.
1942.
Yep. No, 44. Because
1901.
That's my pile.
Yeah,
That's
that's
one I
Kyle.
couldn't say no to.
That's for Kyle Pile.
That was one I couldn't say no to.
That's
I'm
Kyle
pretty
Pile
sure those
also.
were me too.
All the cheddar boxes.
I couldn't say no to
That's
those.
mine. Oh, that's super cool.
The fact
Oh,
that's
I
the
love
Spanish
that.
edition. Of course, I've got the American.
Is that Joe?
one.
Is that Joe Juska? Oh, I love that. Yes,
Yeah,
that's
that war
mine.
toy. I'm pretty sure that's Jessica.
That one.
Is
Oh,
that
what's on the
Piccadilly
back of that?
Circus?
Man,
That.
you know, Jusko's
Superman
become
what, Ray?
Yeah,
Joe
Is
has
that
become a good friend of
Superman book? Is
mine.
that
He is
Piccadilly
such a
Circus?
nice guy.
Is it Superman
that's from
Batman, the white cover?
that's from Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction.
Yeah,
minute, guys.
that's in the bill pile.
Guys, I want to hear what Gray's asking. Just a minute.
So the one after that, was it Piccadilly Circus? The one after that, it looked like an
Oh,
overview.
right, this one.
Yeah, you can see that it's not a statue
Yeah,
of Eros.
yeah. Look, there's a
Yeah,
statue.
it sure
yeah.
is. It sure is. What are they doing there?
cool.
That's cool.
They're fighting in London, obviously.
No, I mean, what do they do? I meant, oh, that's mine. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I want that so
the
bad.
dumbest scenes in movie history: running that bomb and shark repellent.
I'm gonna tell you something. Those are fantastic. Oh, those are all mine. Yeah. Well, no, I actually have the money for them. That's
I think
the
these
thing.
are yours. Yeah, I think these are yours.
John Jones. Oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited. Congo
And
Bill!
you just can't hide it.
Fuck
Bill's
yes.
about to lose control, and I think I like it.
I am about to lose.
Batman and
I
Thor.
love that. Oh, look, it's Thor.
The Hammer of Thor.
The Hammer of Thor. I look nothing like the Marvel character. I love that so much. I love that bat symbol on the back.
If memory serves right, too, that was like Thor's first appearance in comics in 1957.
No, I think Thor first appeared in a Superman comic.
All right, I'm gonna have to end it now, guys.
Okay, guys.
Hitting
It's been
4
4
hours
hours.
and running out of battery.
Yeah.
So,
Liz
folks,
has
I
just
would
woke
like
up.
to say for all of us, we appreciate you coming and watching the show and enjoy. Those are great. God, I'm so happy, Darren. Sparky, too. I'll take Sparky.
Well, there's no show.
Oh, that's a cool one. King Cobra.
We can't do any show for the next 3 months because I'm off to play World of Warcraft now.
Okay. See you in 3 months, Gray.
I'll let you know when I'm back.
Okay. We love you guys. Have a great one. Thank you for tuning in today, folks.
My
Bye,
video's
guys.
about to premiere. My nightly video's about to premiere. Go and watch it, everybody. Cheerio.
Okay. Bye, guys.
See you next week.
Cheerio.
See you next week,
Cheerio.
guys.
Cheerio, motherfuckers.